Some may find the following disturbing. Discretion is advised.
This is the Bears Barroom Radio Network, and we're brought to you by the Verdoliak Law Group, fighting insurance companies since 1963, and BetChicago.com, your source for all of Chicago's sports and betting news. Bears 100 Proof is brought to you by TixBlitz.com. That's TixBlitz.com. TixBlitz.com. No service fees. The price you see is the price you pay, plus shipping. TixBlitz.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.
Trying to find Bears truths today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all that clickbait sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to hear the truth? Sometimes you gotta go where Phil breaks down all the plays, and the smartest man's takes always slay. You wanna be where you can hear continents not the same. You wanna be where everybody knows Bears game. You wanna go where people love to Bears and tell the truth. Listen to Bears Barroom Radio 100 Proof. Cheers, Bears fans!
Yeah, oh yeah, oh. Yeah, yeah. Na na na. A Bears Barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears Barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. Yo, first, the smartest man, no tweets he's ever missing. Impossible, the mission, call out frauds with precision. A Bears 100 proof, these faces number one Adora, slaying dumb tweets, cross-eyed like Contora. Never one to back down, to call a fraud a lemon. Wazram, no doubt, Miller's asterisk ending. Cheers, Bears fans. The fire Puerto Rican bond keeping for Chicagoland. He's the godfather, the one, the real producer, always keeping the show together with the voice that will seduce us. Risking out a Firefox, the old timer never stops. IPA, drafts, malts, craft, Barkeep takes the shots. No denial. Barflies appreciated worldwide. Canada, Scotland, England, Brazil, Mexico, and Dubai. Dr. Phil is the guy, the one to realize that the barroom needed a show with an endless shoot supply. Go big coat for the narrative on color, brought the Jasons of campaign for Mitchell. Now I'm the usher. Standing up for the truth. You know your boy's a little guy. These media heads won't give us credits up to the barflies. Flies. Fuck a fraud in his keyboard, Twitter tough guys surround us, raining truth on the Bears worldwide. Barflies astound us. This is the number one pod, that's the reality of the truth. And if you don't know us by now, Bears 100 proof. A Bears Barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth.
We're back on track, right here. Right up, not too high, never too low. And we're family, and we keep fighting. What'd you do? You attacked, right? You finished, and we protected Soldier Field. That's right. So, hey, let's keep this thing going now, okay? Keep it going. And now we come back in, we critique ourselves, we see where the mistakes that we made. Coaches, same thing, right? Where can we get better? And we get ready to go to Buffalo and play the Buffalo Bills.
Bears fans, this is Bears 100 Proof, and you just heard head coach Matt Nagy address his team minutes after the Chicago Bears beat the New York Jets 24-10. That clip courtesy of Showtime and the Chicago Bears. Prior to that, you heard another new Barfly-produced song, this one by George Bayliss, also known as Bellissimo. His parody of the old TV show Cheers is, in my mind, brilliant. My name is Aldo Gandia. I serve the drinks at this roadhouse, but don't you worry, the stars of our nightclub act are here, and they are, of course, Shane, the smartest man in the barroom, Marsaw, and Draft Dr. Philotoshan. In just a few minutes, we will reveal who our Super Barfly of the Week is, and I'll give you a hint. This show could be subtitled The British Invasion. We've got tweets of the week, bear up, bear down, and what I plan will be a crisp 2-hour show. Gentlemen, I must begin by asking Shane Marsaw how he is feeling after being on IR last week. How you doing, brother?
I had no idea Magoo was from fucking Britain. Jesus Christ.
Britain, Indiana, Britain.
Bears
like
win, and now Magoo's from Britain. Man.
Oh,
you're giving away.
You two guys have this list of potential Super Barflies. Is Magoo on that list, by the way?
Well, I'm 27 pages deep, and he's not on any.
Come on, Magoo.
I like Magoo. One of my favorite episodes. It's funny, you two psychic fucks. It's almost Halloween Eve, and there's a Magoo question for the Super Barfly. So,
well, we should develop like new categories. Like, so we've got the Super Barflies, and then we'll have the psychic Barflies, the stupid
the
Barflies.
Miss Cleo segment
yeah,
with Magoo.
The funny thing is, like, everyone listens to our show, takes our shit, and says, "Yeah, I said that shit. I said that shit.
Yeah, that's right.
I said that."
They're stealing our segments.
They're stealing our fucking segments too, right?
That's all right. They can steal away. We do it better. That's we did it first and better. That's the secret to success. Hey, but Shane, how are you feeling? You feeling better, brother?
Yeah, I am. During the Miami game, I guess Phil was a little bit under the weather, and he texted me. He's like, "Bro, I'm fucking sick." I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks." And like literally 24 hours later, Patriot game, yeah. Sorry. He goes, I got to work and I was talking to Phil. I'm like, "Dude, I shouldn't even be at work." I said, I am sick, and oh man, I was dragging. I think I got in bed at like 4:30 in the afternoon and never got back out of it. But I needed to catch up on some sleep and keep the fam away from me for a few hours and let me kind of recharge my batteries. But yeah, I feel like a whole new man now, Aldo.
A whole new Shane.
Yeah.
A new sparkling mailman.
Fucking right. Postage is going up for all you fucks. Life is good.
What the fuck is going on with the postage? we got 10 cents, Aldo.
Phil, we got to do a segment where we just like throw a name out of a player or somebody, and then you immediately come up with a song, you know?
Dude, we used to play this game, Aldo. You fucking are psychic fuck.
I stole
we used
the
to
idea.
play this game whenever we went to Taco Bell, like me and my teammates, like back in high school. They would have to say something, anything off, and I would come up with a song for it, like a known song. I couldn't just make it. So, yeah, I'm ready for that. Maybe we bring a Super Barfly on
there you
and
go.
they challenge me.
Well, let's test it out right now. Go ahead, Shane. Give him the name of a Chicago Bear player, and let's see what he can come up with.
This might be hard.
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Joel Iyiegbuniwe.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Are we breaking news here? Finally?
Damn. I got to find it. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Well, I can buy you some time here. Phil mentioned Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. My freshman year of college, when I was leaving the house.
I have a Taco Bell story. I love it.
My father handed me a credit card and said, "I want you to have this. Don't be fucking stupid with it." It was a Discover card. You know, anything comes up, you got this, you know, emergency, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Well, we were going, and I don't know, I was there for a month and a half or so, and football season kicked off, college football season, and got a little bit drunk, I guess. Made a few bets, and I lost a big bet to one of my buddies. Well, we lived in a like a complex called Ontario Village, where there was probably like 45 of us that were always all together in all these places. Well, I had to pay for everybody's dinner. We went to Taco Bell, everybody at Ontario Village, and I'll never forget the fucking phone call from my dad. He goes, "Oh my God, Shane." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What the fuck? I just got the mail." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "That fucking Discover card I gave you?" "Yeah." "Who the fuck spends $1,400 at Taco Bell, Shane?" $1,400.
Holy fuck!
That's a lot of chalupa.
Yeah. Oh my God. There was 40 people there, and there had to have been. Oh my God. There had to have been probably at least 60 total people that were there. Yeah.
God, that's unbelievable.
It was like $1,435.34. I think was like the exact number, and my fucking dad was hot.
Oh my God.
I can imagine.
No
so
shit.
whenever anybody says Taco Bell, that's like, I mean, back then too, because I was in college in would have been fall of 94.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like Taco Bell's a high-end place where you're spending a lot of money. So it shows you how much fucking food was bought.
Who swiped that card? Was it you? Or you just gave it to everyone was passing it?
Yeah, I think I just stood there and everybody was putting in their fucking order, and I was thinking the whole time every time they were ordering,
like
I'm like,
the man.
Oh my God, yeah, not when I got home. I don't even think I went home for Thanksgiving that year because I was so afraid of my dad.
Did you ever pay back the debt?
No, I didn't.
You don't
No,
do that.
I think
It sounds like a song. I'm gonna
yeah.
Yeah, really. There you go.
Actually, I'll have to maybe during the slow time, since we don't have much. We don't really need Danny Shimon for the draft this year because we got no picks.
Yeah, right.
We'll have Dave Marsaw on, and he can.
Oh, the Taco Bell.
Yeah, have my dad tell the Taco Bell story. Oh man, he was fucking pissed.
All right, so if we have a Barfly on in the future and they want to try to stump Phil with him coming up with a song, you better not pick Joel Iyiegbuniwe because this is what Phil has already come up with. And by the way, Joel Iyiegbuniwe, Iggy, I know you're listening. You promised you were going to come on the show. You got to come through for us.
Barflies.
Barflies go to work on them, and this is the song that will greet them.
My barfly and your barfly sitting in the draft room. My barfly told your barfly we gotta get after the passer. My barfly and your barfly sitting in the draft room. My barfly told your barfly we gotta get after the passer. Talk about Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. We got Iggy, we got Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. Talk about Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. We got Iggy, we got Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. My rhyme face and your GM arguing in the draft room. Ryan Pace said to your GM, we gotta get after the passer. Talk about Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. We got Iggy, we got Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. Talk about Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. We got Iggy, we got Iggy Iyiegbuniwe.
We got the linebacker from Western Kentucky. Almost everyone turned around and said, who the fuck is he? He said, Iggy's so fast and so physical. Like the Cole Nagy back in the room, the shit is biblical. The nasty Nigerian linebacker that's freeman. Harder told the field, make a tackle such as she grab a quarter in the ballroom jukebox and pick a tune to play. 2018, the year of Iyiegbuniwe.
Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. Talking about Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. We got Iggy, we got Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. Talk about Iggy Iyiegbuniwe. Talk about Iggy
I love that song. Love it.
Whoa,
Awesome.
I almost forgot about this song.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, you're like my manager now.
How cool
That
is
song,
that?
we've been waiting on that one, Aldo.
Yeah, we were hoping to debut it with Iggy on the show, but that hasn't worked out. But we're going to put it up on Twitter later this week, and maybe that'll lure Iggy Iyiegbuniwe.
He's too busy stepping on Ben Broniker's feet, and so he gets fucking bull rushed and causing a punt to get blocked.
Oh, my God. A chill went down my spine about that play.
I think Iggy's going to be a really special player, so that song could
He's
be.
made some tackles, Aldo, on special teams. Flying down there.
Yep, he's getting better and better every week, and I hope that we're up 42-0 on Buffalo. That way, he can get in there and get some playing time at the linebacker position.
Aldo put that game at a -4, I believe, the Buffalo game, right?
I did. I fucking did. Hey, I want
Peterman's Batman.
I want to talk some football, but I don't want to keep our guest waiting. We got a very special guest, and we could talk football with him here. So let me do this by way of introducing him. Another Draft Dr. Phil special.
I hope you're not going to play the song.
Oh, I was. So
no, thank God.
Okay, so hold on.
He's got to earn that. He's got to get across the pylons. Then the song celebrates him.
I see.
Into the Super Barfly.
Okay. Well, without further ado, why don't you introduce him?
Well, we need the Barfly intro segment song.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Jesus. This guy talked about it last week about me being fucking high on reefer when I wrote it.
Oh, that
smoking fucking reefer.
I got so many fucking songs. I can't keep track.
I know. This show has become like the music show. We got people from Britain singing fucking Cheers.
You got to get the Phil Atoshan laptop, Aldo. So it's all Phil stuff right there.
Exactly. Yeah, really. Just put a page of my songs in alphabetical order, then I just go Super Barfly intro.
There you go.
And there you go.
All right, so promo head Super Barfly. There it is.
Someday you'll find us.
Nope, that's the promo head for the promo that I did today. Which, by the way, if you haven't gone and seen the YouTube video of Barfly numero uno. He's not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know.
Tony Montana.
Tyler Gaines brought power and strength to the promo. The next Barfly is going to be, those are tough shoes to fill, Aldo.
Yeah.
Isn't he Tyler Ellis? You keep on calling him Tyler Gaines?
Tyler Ellis.
I just call him the Gaines Report. I put them both together. I don't get names right, Aldo.
No, and that's part of your charm.
Yeah, listen to Aldo talk over there. Yeah, Phil fucks
and that's part of your
That's right.
too,
That's right, Sean and Philly.
Yeah. That's a story of my life, being called Sean.
You find the song now.
All right, here it is.
Look up the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's super.
Barfly.
Yes, it's super.
Barfly. Super duper poop.
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
Super duper, super duper, super duper, super duper.
Barfly.
Super.
Barfly, baby.
Super.
Barfly.
Just come on 100 proof.
Super.
Barfly, baby.
Super Barfly fantastic, it's like a magic potion. In order to obtain it, you need that barroom devotion. Coming on 100 proof with the smartest man in Philatoshan. Who's a super Bears barroom Barfly that's causing that commotion? Hum-diddle-diddle-hum-diddle-lie. Who is that super Barfly? Hum-diddle-diddle-hum-diddle-lie. Who is that super Barfly? Hum-diddle-diddle-hum-diddle-lie. Who does that Barfly? Who's it gonna be tonight? This week's chosen Barfly.
Whoa. This segment, if you haven't listened, we introduced it last week. Tyler Ellis
smoking
at the Gaines
fucking
Report.
reefer.
was fucking. He was smoking reefer afterwards to calm down.
He was
so fired up. That's what we do here. I'm so excited because, you know, Shane, you weren't here to kick this thing off, and I would be remiss if I didn't say you were a part of the philosophy of reaching out to the fan base. That's what we do. That's why we're here. That's why Bears Barroom exists. And this guy has been there from the inception. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to bring him in, but you know, Aldo, the music comes up, the lights come on, and the questions start because Aldo was so generous with some of his hints last week. I got a couple DMs that I would have known. Ashley Suter was like, I felt bad, but I knew all those answers. I'm not going to lie. See, make sure people want to be super barflies. You got to be prepared. This guy, though, not only is he one of my favorite people that I've met on Twitter through this show, but he's followed me since the inception of me on Twitter. It's been tremendous to do this. Shane, you know him as the guy from Japan. I know geography, so I knew he was from Scotland.
San Francisco, right?
If you're a new listener to the show, there's been so many mentions of this guy that I've dubbed Sandy Tom from across the pond. Sandy, how are you tonight? Are you fired up to be here? The Super Barfly fantastic segment.
I am totally fired up to be here, Phil.
Sit down.
Thanks for asking.
Jesus, Sandy, don't go all crazy on us already. Contain yourself.
I'm not John Buffon.
Pretend you're at a soccer game.
So Sandy's been with us from the inception. Like, he got back into American football once the NFL smartened up and opened up the access of that Game Pass to Europe and all these countries surrounding it that I don't know on a map. I might. So Sandy got pulled back in, went on Twitter, followed, you know, the whole story. I'll let him tell, but I've recognized this guy's compassion and support of being an ambassador and praising Bears Barroom and doing all the little things, and you've become a character on the show, and that's what we do. As I said, Ben Driscoll is Christmas lights, and we can go on. Mr. Magoo and, you know, Lauren Cox's ability to figure out what a catch or a drop is, all that stuff. It's all been a part of this show and this family, and it was unanimous for you to be the next guy in the circle.
For the most part, right?
Yeah, 2 votes.
We told him. I told Sandy, I said, Phil and I sat down. We decided to go with the black dude first. We got Gaines. And then we had to find the whitest, pastiest motherfucker out there. And it was unanimous. Everyone's like, Sandy Tom. It's got to be him.
Oh, my God.
Let's let Sandy talk now.
Oh yeah, he's here. He's live.
I'm totally honoured to be invited to be on as the second guest, guys, and the whitest guest you're probably likely to have the entire series of these. I was at a tailgate at Scars tailgate at Meadowlands for the Giants game in 2016. Mm-hmm. And obviously I didn't know any of those guys. I met up with a friend of yours, Jose Cotto.
Oh, cool.
And my friend Richard and I were sort of just getting to know everyone, drinking beers, talking football, having a great time. And then obviously we're surrounded by Scar and his friends, and there's like all these big dudes and puffer jackets and all that kind of stuff. And and then at one point, one of Scar's friends kind of leaned in real close, beckoned me close, whispered in my ear, "You two are the whitest dudes I've ever seen."
See?
He wasn't far wrong. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I just want him to say Jose Cotto's name again.
Jose Cotto.
Yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
I just love listening to him talk. When I was interviewing him, I'm like trying to pull more out of him. Tonight, he's on fire.
He is.
I'm nervous. I'm real nervous.
Are you? Why?
It feels weird. It's quite surreal. I mean, listening to you guys for years and now actually being in on it is really quite a really weird feeling.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. We all are just normal guys with really, really big dicks.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm nervous. Yeah.
Keeping it 100.
It's not. We can't lie. We're all very well endowed. You know?
Tape doesn't lie.
That's right.
The college tapes.
That's right. Yeah, actually, Lauren Cox graded me PFF grade 96.8.
I had a really great 2017.
That's hilarious. Well, we have all sorts of questions for you, but
did you come over and rub my chachi?
I had to sneak that in. So what's going on here, guys? You guys are going to offer him some questions, and then he's got to ace them in order for us to play this song that was especially produced just for him.
Let me give the rules. I think Aldo's mom might have remembered the rules of the game.
I don't fucking remember anything.
He's a fucking idiot.
Here we go. Future Barflies, as well as you, Sandy, pay attention. I'm going to get the big voice now. So each Barfly that's been voted in by Shane, Phil, and past winning Barflies become a part of the voting
Tell him what he's going to win, Rod.
He's going to win a possible Draft Dr. Phil song, as well as parting gifts from Bear's Barroom. But he also gets the greatest gift of all. Cue up Whitney Houston. No. You're a super Barfly. You get to interact with us on a private level, be a part of show ideas and song ideas and what have you. But here's how you get in. You got 3 questions from Shane and Phil. You get 2 out of the 3, you're in. It's not a tough thing. Okay.
Is the answer to Aldo's question Walter Payton?
No. Aldo's hard question. Then it goes to Aldo for the super duper question.
The one where you get to win a
Scully, not a beanie or whatever a hat, right?
Bears Girl calls it a toque. I've never heard that shit before.
That's toque. Toque. I think that's a northern New York, Canada thing. Toque.
I never heard of that.
So me and a couple Barflies that could possibly get voted on if they're behaved. We're debating Beanie versus Scully, and I'm like, I will never ever call anything on my head a beanie. You're wearing a beanie, baby? That's all I could think of, you know? So this new one has potential, BG, a toque. Reminds me of my college days.
Toque.
I was fucking smoking reefer.
You got to play it, Aldo.
I was smoking fucking reefer.
It's just the way that he delays it. Fucking reefer. I love
Shane, what did I do? The next day, I was like, that was my goal.
Yeah.
Get to that, pull it, and make it a drop. I'm like, that is fucking gold.
I think we said it at the same time on the phone. I'm like, we have to fucking do that.
Oh, yeah. You probably texted. We had a psychic moment.
Yeah, we did.
Tonight's Mischief Night in the States, Sandy, and that means these questions aren't going to be easy. We're going to go after you with historical Bears Barn 100 proof questions.
Tonight's easy question night in Scotland.
I love it.
Give him a gift.
So, Aldo, do I also have to remind you about the millionaire music?
Guess what?
When he's ready. Look at this guy.
You hear how serious that sounds, Sandy? You hear that?
It does. It's really serious.
That show originally came from across the pond, by the way, so Sandy should be familiar with it.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of shit we steal from them.
That's right.
The fucking Office is like my favorite show. We fucking stole it. We just make it better, Sandy, though. You gotta admit.
I've not seen your version of The Office.
What?
Oh.
That's pretty damn
Sandy. Okay, we're gonna have to let you go. Thanks for stopping by, Sandy.
Sandy's just become Toby.
No, God, no.
Sandy, when you come to the States, we're gonna watch a few episodes together. All right?
In New Haven, yeah.
Yes. I'm taking you to the best pizza place in the world.
Wow.
But now we're getting serious.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Sandy's
Sandy.
like, I'm going to Pizza Hut.
Shane and I have worked on these questions long and sticking with the theme hard. In the now, question number 1. In the now infamous technical difficulty show, what phrase did former Bears Barroom truther, your friend Jose Cotto, keep saying in a questioning voice?
I'm going to go with hello.
Oh, yeah! Good answer.
Yes.
There he is.
Right out the gate.
I love
You
it.
guys hear me? Hello? Hello?
I'm gonna have to
Hello?
find that. now.
Perfect time for an edit drop right
Yeah,
there,
really.
Aldo, from that joke.
We know we won't be the only website you visit for NFC North and Bears information, but we're working hard.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Is that Jose?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his line.
You guys hear me?
I don't think he can hear us.
Hello.
Hey, Jose, can you hear us?
Man, can Trump hurry up and build that fucking wall? Hey, Phil, hello. Hello. Hello.
Look at this guy. That
And
was a
and
hard-
let's not forget the Lauren Cox when we all settle down. Okay, guys, I think we are all set a Rooney.
Rooney once again.
that
I forgot
I
about
fucking forgot about that moment. That was the moment I was like, yup, this kid's from fucking Wisconsin.
Rooney once again.
Yeah, yeah, the set a Rooney.
All
Never
Rooney.
go full Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
I think I got a text. I think I got a text message from Jose that next day because I'm like, Jose, if you close your eyes, she sounds Peruvian. He's like, you can't fucking say that, dude. He wasn't happy.
Rooney once again.
Oh,
that was great.
So we got one
All
on the
right.
board. That's
He's got
nice.
one.
Yes.
That was an excellent answer and well acted. Can you say Jose Cotto again?
It's
for
still
Shane?
possibly the funniest moment in Bears Barroom radio history, I think.
I would agree.
Really?
Yeah.
I would agree.
Why?
that
I want to hear your. I want to hear. why.
maybe you don't want to ruin the
Go
questions, but Aldo's niece episode was also one of the funniest. I was in public listening to that and making an absolute arse myself.
And you know what? She wasn't bad. I tried her out. Not a trip.
Do you know Nikki has really searched for her?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I believe that, yeah.
I love little Nicky.
He honestly went to Aldo's mom's home to find her number, like as a fucking dressed as a little Boy Scout selling cookies. Nikki, I love little Nicky.
I love little Nicky.
Give it to me, Shane.
No, I can't do it.
Come on.
It's got to be.
All right. I won't put you on the spot.
No, I'm going to say one more time, though. Aldo, this is a perfect time to re-release your Hello episode, the one that you put to the music.
Yes, you're right.
You have to do that.
I never fucking heard that episode.
Yes.
I
It's the
have no
best.
idea what you're talking about.
he adds the music to it, and it's so fucking. It was our last. What were we before 100 Proof?
We were Bears Barroom Radio. That was the
just
name.
that.
Yeah. What a creative.
Yeah, thanks.
Sounds like Shane came up with that.
It was like our goodbye episode before we became 100 Proof,
right.
and Aldo put it to like super emotion, and it was. I was listening to it, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm welling up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, just the music and everything.
I was too. Yeah, when I was making it,
that was a great episode. Yeah,
I gotta find that. My fucking files are like my pot was when I was in college, all fucked up with seeds and shit.
Wait, you keep your files in a Ziploc bag shoved up your ass? That's fucked up.
Oh my god, I love this show. All right, put that music up. I can't hear the music, Aldo. I love it.
It is.
All right, question number 2, and a possibility to get in the club, but not with the kind of swag that a white man such as yourself would love to have.
Do we have a Bears Barroom top hat, Phil?
I'm saving it for the Barlissimo entrance. Look at that song tonight, huh?
Yeah, nice.
All right. Question 2. In the episode where Shane challenged this little shit talker on Twitter to come on the show, and he came on the show and impressed Phil, Shane, and everybody. What was he talking about going to and that the guys needed to see because it was deathly scary?
And we'll give you a little hint. It was in Northwest Indiana.
I thought it was. I was waiting to say it was in Northwest Indiana, and it was a haunted house of some kind, wasn't it? But
do you remember what he called it?
I'm gonna struggle with that.
It's when you jerk off, you spray semen. If you know Philitoshan likes to rhyme, what would rhyme with semen that's scary?
What the hell could you
Demon Touch?
Good answer.
I'll never be able to watch a horror film again.
Why do you seem so scared?
Ashley Suter knew that one. I would be very impressed.
Really?
Don't be afraid.
The Demon House episode. That was one of my favorites.
Come with me.
That was the point where I thought he might be looking in my basement window that night.
Do you want to play hide and seek?
I did not feel comfortable.
Shane was like, he texted me after the show, and we got done late, and I see him text. He's like,
you hide, and I'll find you.
Are you as bugged out by that dude as I am? I feel like he's looking through my fucking window.
I know things no one knows. You're going to die.
Get this, and this is more of a challenge. It's like Truth or Dare, the Bears Barroom edition. You have to do one thing for me and Shane, and Shane really, really is the initiator of this. I salute him for it because it's brilliant. You have to sing the Draft Dr. Phil favorite chorus only. Bear up and bear down.
Oh, jeepers. Yeah.
It's got to be actual. You got to sing it.
You got to sing it. You can't.
From the start, sort of thing?
No, the chorus.
Just
the main
chorus.
part of the song.
Okay. Bear up, bear down. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. They're watching the tape and weighing. The game is done. The Bears have lost or won. They're playing the tape and grading.
I feel like beatboxing to you doing it. Jesus Christ!
Hold on a second.
Wait up for the question, Aldo.
Hold on a second. We got to double check to see if he's correct here.
A bear up, a bear down. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. They're watching the tape and weighing. The game is done. The Bears have lost and won. They're playing the
Put a demon all over your face. Sandy, the best part about that is, though, when you sing, and our point was, we're going to isolate your voice now, and that's going to be the promo for the show so everybody can hear just your voice singing tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds great.
I like how you went into the hook part. He went into the song.
He went above and beyond.
That's what I would have called the chorus. I thought it was intro. Yeah.
Well, that song is such a mixture because you got the rap, you got the hook. So I was just doing it so Aldo could pull whatever part for the bit, and then it became this hit, and now I'm the shit. Demon.
We know what part Aldo pulls.
I did it a few hours ago. Hey,
it's like taffy.
do we need to give him the bonus question now for the? Okay, so here it is.
Let's put up the music.
All right.
Sandy, are you ready for the bonus question where you could win a Bears Barroom autographed hat? Yes.
From the Bears brothers. They autographed it. It's going to be fantastic.
All right, here it is. Back in 2016, Aldo Gandia, that's me, missed a show. Missed one of our premiere shows. And who was it that sat in the chair as the host and handled all of the hosting duties?
I don't know.
Well, hold on. Take your time. I don't know is not an acceptable answer because you have to at least take a guess. And
you missed a show? I never noticed.
I didn't notice either, to be honest with you.
He pretended he was Aldo for a few.
That's
right. Started off the show.
He said cheers, and he pretended the entire show that he was Aldo Gandia, me. So think about it carefully. I will give you.
My idea, by the way.
Oh, really? I will tell you that it was not fellow Puerto Rican Jose Cotto.
I love that.
Is he related to Ned Flanders?
He could be.
Was it Lauren Cox?
Yes.
That's correct.
There he is. Look at him.
Very well done.
It was the impression bit that reminded me.
Well. We have a winner here. He's get a skull cap. He's going to join Trey. No, I didn't do that.
Ebony and Ivory.
Tyler Ellis.
I got pipes too, fucker.
He's dipping his toe in the song pool.
Very nice. He's going to join Tyler Ellis as a winner of the Bears 100 Proof Super Barfly Skull Cap Award. Congratulations, brother.
You win. Sandy's like, yeah, great. I'm going to go to bed. See you guys later.
What time is it over there in Scotland right now, in Aberdeen?
It's actually earlier than I thought it would be. It's 1:30.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look at that. You're good.
Oh, shit. We never wrap up recording until about that.
That's right. Before we let you go to bed, let's talk a little Chicago Bears football. What are your thoughts about the win over the New York Jets? And in particular, I want to hear Sandy's opinion about Mitch Trubisky and his development. Are you satisfied at this point, or are you a little bit anxious to see him improve some of the accuracy issues that he has and anything else? Sandy, what are your thoughts?
Well, throughout the entire game, all I could think about was Shane, because I had this fear had a fear running up to the game, just with the Jets being Jets, and it should have been an easy win. And you know what the Bears are like. I was getting a bit nervous. I thought that perhaps we might trip up there. And then with the score the way it was at halftime, I was getting real nervous, and it was looking pretty bad. But Trubisky, his accuracy has been a concern. I mean, when he came out of college last year and he played his first games, all everyone was saying was that he has accuracy, and that's the sort of one quarterback trait that you can't actually teach. It's you need these guys to be accurate, and it's something that he seemed to display accuracy last year, even under the fucking shit show that was John Fox. He still seemed to be accurate, but then this year he seems to be really, really struggling, overthrowing a lot of balls, dangerously underthrowing a few of them as well. Especially when he's going downfield against the Jets, he just didn't seem to have any kind of timing there with his receivers. But yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get there. We know he has accuracy. It's just it's not there at the moment, and it's probably due to processing, and it's probably due to the fact that he's not comfortable with this offense, and these kind of, and he's still like sort of getting to know these receivers, and he's still getting to know the offense. So I think it will come. I was nervous on Sunday, really nervous on Sunday for quite long periods of the game, but I am hopeful that it'll turn that around. I think 2019 will be quite the year for us.
I think that's great analysis. Go ahead, Phil.
What do you do when you get nervous watching a game in Scotland? Is it different than me screaming at my TV? What do you do?
I swear a lot of the TV. I get sent to a different room to watch these games. And
says,
just like here.
He says, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. My wife had to stop watching sports with me because she gets seasick. Because I'm rolling about, like playing rugby. I pretty much play rugby sitting on the couch, just moving. My legs are kicking, my arms are swinging, all that kind of stuff. Just I can't sort of help it. I get a wee bit too involved when I'm watching the game. So but when I'm nervous, particularly bad.
That just means you're normal. That's all that means.
Exactly. Now, are all you have how many kids? Two boys, or one boy, one girl?
I have a boy and a girl. Boy 13 and a girl 11.
Is he a Bears fan, or are they both?
No.
Oh, boy.
We're not immersed. We're not immersed in American football over here. So it's although it is getting bigger, it's quite an unusual sort of thing. And I think just to be contrarian, when he started watching American football with me, I think he decided to just support the other team that was playing against the Bears, just to piss me off.
Oh, he's one of those kids.
You got to take care of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm legally obliged to look after him until he's 16, but then after that, he's a Seahawks fan. His first game he ever watched was the Jimmy Clausen game.
Oh, that was a great one.
Did you talk
down 26-0? I think we got beat.
Did you talk some shit to him when we beat Seattle?
Oh yeah.
Did you leave a little fluffy teddy bear on his pillow in the morning?
Made him cry. Yeah.
Oh man.
And then my little girl is a big fan of the Dolphins because they have a dolphin on their helmet.
Yeah.
She's pathetic as well. But then we met the Dolphins cheerleaders last year, so she's a big fan now.
And what about the wife? Does she support your fanatical habit?
She couldn't give a flying fuck about my football. Literally couldn't.
Those European women, I tell you, they do it to you every time.
So were you born in Aberdeen?
No, I was born in Johannesburg in South Africa.
Oh wow!
Wow!
How'd you make
your
way?
White.
How'd you make your way to Aberdeen?
Well, my parents were Scottish, and so we moved back when I was 5. We moved back to Aberdeen, and then I grew up. I stayed here pretty much all my life. A brief amount of time in England and Singapore, but otherwise just spent most of my days here.
All right. Well, I gotta ask for your help on something. I just went over to BuzzFeed.com. They've got a story here that says 13 jokes only Scottish people will laugh at. So I need you to explain some of these to me. So number one is a man goes into a shop to return a pair of shoes, complaining there's a lace missing. No, argues the assistant. Look at that. It says Taiwan. Is that especially humorous in Scotland, or?
No, it's a shit joke, but I get it.
Scotland and Connecticut, by the sounds of it. Phil was laughing pretty hard.
Is he saying like Taiwan? There's only one that's Thai?
Yeah, just Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's one that's a little more difficult.
That's a Glaswegian thing. Yeah.
Ah, okay. How can you tell the difference between Bing Crosby and Walt Disney? Bing sings, but Walt Disney.
Disney, yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
What does
it's
that
another
mean?
shit joke. You would say doesn't is Disney.
Ah,
Disney. He doesn't play well when you're talking about Beyonce.
All right. Well, I apologize for ruining this segment of the show.
Yeah, Sandy, I'm not going to lie. Your guys' jokes suck over there.
I'm not sure these are Scottish jokes.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's BuzzFeed.com, and who knows where they steal their material from.
Killing my buzz.
That's right. Sandy, what are your expectations for the Bears this upcoming Sunday against the Buffalo Bills?
I think we win here out.
Here out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here on out? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Wow.
I like
13 and
He's going
Galgan Dia.
Yeah.
And I'll change my prediction. I'll change my prediction every Monday. But I think we go 13-3 from here.
We went on a 2-game losing streak when I said that, so hopefully you got better luck than me.
Luck of the Irish. Oh, sorry.
There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't win out apart from the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I think every other game is winnable. I think it's just the Rams would obviously be a really tough ask.
The Packers really surprised me against the Rams. Are you a little concerned that maybe this Packer team is starting to pick up some heat?
No, I mean they picked up some slack. Their younger wide receivers are looking pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers was just being Aaron Rodgers, but I think we will have once Mac's back, I think we'll have enough to cause him all the hassle and send him to IR a little bit early.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice. What about these trades that were done today by the NFC North teams? It seems like they all weakened themselves just a bit. Detroit got rid of Golden Tate, who has been bear killer.
That was incredible. Essentially,
my God.
Yeah, Golden Tate has been a pain in our ass for a couple of years now. He just seemed to cause us problems every single fucking game we play him. Getting rid of him is an absolute delight.
I would have bet $50, Sandy was going to say arse. I was waiting for it the whole time. Instead of
in the arse. Yeah.
And then, it sounds like a pirate. Get your arses on. Will you be our pirate for the pirate episode?
The pirate episode. I forgot about that.
Oh, we're just coming up with one.
I'll do the big
You're
part.
Super Barfly. You're going to get a song. You're going to get a bunch of stuff. But how did you find Bears Barn? Like, you've been listening to it so long. Like, you know us. You're nervous. Is the nerves done? And
no, my heart's still absolutely beating 1,000 miles an hour right now. But no, I like you said, I started watching the NFL again after a long break. So I watching the NFL again when I discovered Game Pass, and at the time, kind of the only sort of access to any kind of Bears talk was through NFL Network or through the NFL app, and that was just really, really, really shit. I mean, the sort of the national narrative about the Bears was incredibly negative, and it was really annoying to see. So I was looking around, I was scanning around for other sort of sources of information about the Bears. I found the Bears Wire when you were still working for the Bears Wire, and
so that was before he got fired. You're saying?
Hatgate.
Creative differences.
I didn't get fired.
Creative differences.
You want to give us the lowdown? Were you fired or did you walk out? Sandy wants to inquire.
I gotta tell that story.
Brad
someday.
Biggs kicked his ass.
Brad Biggs was a little snitch. You know what they say, Al? What do they say in Chicago? Snitches get what?
Stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Thank you.
I can't wait to meet you. Apparently, he confronted me in Wisconsin, even though I wasn't there.
Yeah. No, it was at the Senior Bowl, wasn't it?
The Senior Bowl, that's right.
Yeah, don't give that away because that was a potential Super Barfly question.
Oh, we're helping him out. You better be Sandy didn't fucking remember Seaman House. Aldo's niece was in that fucking movie, for God's sake.
Squirting all over the place.
So what drew you to Bears Barroom, Sandy?
Well, like
besides
I said,
me, I mean,
I found Lauren Cox and Phil Toshin writing for Bears Wire. I liked what they were doing there, but the sort of forum for Bears Wire and the interactivity was really, really pretty shit. So I sort of dusted off my Twitter account and sort of followed those guys through that. And it wasn't Bears Barroom that I discovered. It was the NFC North Barroom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That I sort of first picked up and started following. And then obviously things went a bit pear-shaped with that one. And then Aldo immediately picked up and went off with the Bears Barroom, and so I've been a massive fan ever since.
Well, I love that. Massive fan. That's
you got a lot of drops.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Marketing term. Right?
Massive. Back to the penis jokes. Here we go.
And by the way,
do they play Spin the Bottle in Scotland?
We're aware of Spin the Bottle. Yeah, I don't know if.
Yeah.
Because
Aldo always does it when we go Bears up, bear down, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay for Bears up, bear down?
Yeah.
All right.
Look at this guy.
Look at him.
Let's get right into it.
Let's play his song, boss. This is what you win.
Oh my!
Because I had confidence in this guy, and before we start, my wife handed me a note. Mm-hmm. Give me a little music. Okay. The psychic night continues, guys.
Hold on a second. You want some music here? Hold on. Okay, hold on.
She's pregnant with twins.
This is an oldie.
Oh God, imagine that. I would fucking die. Honestly, guys, I would die. I'd be calling all angels with Jer for you guys to fucking help support my family, because I'd be like, how are we gonna do it?
I don't want no fucking babies.
All right, so what kind of music do you want? I can play an oldie but goodie like this one here.
So tonight, because it's me rapping. Just like any kind of Halloween music. Give me that.
Oh, Halloween. That? All right, hold on.
Yeah. That was one of Sandy Tom's favorite songs, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Fire John Fox song.
That was an epic, yeah.
That was also instigated by Shane Marsaw.
Yeah, see?
He wants that brilliance package.
Yep. All my behind.
Imagine if we had a boat, Shane, Paige DeMacos, friend of the show. Imagine if we had a Barfly boat, the Gandia cruise.
Yeah, Gandia cruise.
All the Barflies.
I like that idea.
One weekend in the summer. That
would be a disturbing trip.
Super Barfly.
That would be. You're right. Because I'd be throwing up all over the place. I'm not good on boats.
Go out on Lake Michigan. All right,
here's
got
the
the music.
Yes.
I got to tell you this. All right. So tonight, Steph runs down here with a note. She wasn't pregnant, but it looked like she was happy like that, Shane. But Steph has helped me write this song for Sandy. So obviously in the Etoshan house you're writing, so you play it. So I gotta hear the music in order to tune it, and I want to make sure it's good. Anyway, my sons pick up on these songs, and tonight, out of nowhere, little Tate Jackson's laying in his bed. He promised me he's gonna be good so he can go trick-or-treating tomorrow. I'm like, don't get up, because mommy's taking a class and daddy has a show. So she runs down. She's like, Phil, you got to tell Sandy and Aldo and Shane. I open up the letter, the note. It says, Tate is singing the Sandy Tom song out of nowhere. I just shook my head. It's like
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. The suspense. All right, Sandy, you ready for this? Not many people get this.
Yeah. Not many people. We got 60 songs. Not many people.
Hey, there are barflies out there. Literally, I want a song.
Jason Lacanfora's got his own song, and you're up next, Sandy Tom. Congratulations.
We need to monetize this. You get a song for $50.
Yeah, I gotta start. I told this guy at work. He's like, I got a radio show.
Free the way.
Oh, the shout-outs always are free.
Shout-outs will always be free. Trust me.
They're like the fucking, once you pay for at McDonald's, you get a refill. But we don't even charge you for the initial Sprite.
That's right. Because we don't know what the fuck's in it. All right. Here's the song.
Hi, I'm Sandy Tom from across the pond. I'm a massive barfly from Stonehaven in Scotland.
Sandy Tom from across the pond. 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 Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sandy Tom from across the pond. A super barfly supported so long. Sandy, can't you see? You deserve a song from me. Shane and I are wrong. Picking barfly, Sandy Tom. From across the pond, Sandy Tom. From across the pond, Sandy Tom. From across the pond.
It's a trout thing, and I followed Philitoshan and Bears Barroom, and then it's just grown from there.
In 5 words, explain Bears Barroom to me.
Genuine, engaging, hilarious, enlightening, and family.
Now tell me, what's your favorite Bears podcast on the planet?
Bears 100 Proof.
Shane and I are wrong. Picking barfly, Sandy Tom. Aberdeen.
I fucking love that song. Love it.
Oh my God. I fucking love this song. Huh?
Is that what you sound like?
That is exactly what you sound like. I would be proud of it too. That's a voice that the women will love.
I think you're going to become a star off of this show because you have this song. And if Chris Armstrong is probably fucking singing this song in the hills of Wyoming or wherever the fuck he's
swinging from her ceiling fan.
And the Tooch is singing the song, cradling his baby, and then you got the Goon. You got guys that are gonna be singing this song. My kids fucking say, I kid you not, I will fucking screenshot the note and put it out there for Bears Bar because it is. Shane was there. And we were talking over the fucking barf. Who's going to be the super barfly next? And we're talking with Tyler. And Shane just comes out with it. And I was like, absolutely agree. And then I texted Shane. I go, I got the fucking song for him. Sure enough, Shane's like, you got it
going on.
Oh my God, you don't got it going on. But
I had to send him back into the booth to put the Aberdeen.
He wanted the Aberdeen is like, can you just put the Aberdeen at the end?
I love it.
I had a bunch of other stuff in there, and I actually just true story behind all this other stuff behind it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut it right after that second hook because I love the fucking send it up, and then it ends. And then it echoes, and then boom. And then Shane's like, put the Aberdeen in there. And it just, to me right now, these last few weeks of these songs, the Emery Hunt song and this song and a few others I've been working on, I just am so fired up for Bears Barroom Radio because these things become classics like the Seaman Demon House.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I care. God
we were getting into a whole the history of the song.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I was excited about it.
You should
this
be
is
excited.
My boy.
You should be excited. It was a great song, and Sandy is very deserving of a song all for his own. I hope that he makes it into a ringtone, and I hope that somehow we can monetize this whole fucking song.
I know. Can we get a page?
And trust me, I am coming up with an idea that is going to help pay for your college kids.
Oh, thank you.
For your college.
I'm struggling here.
The other thing that I have to say is that Shane went from I fucking hate these fucking songs. There's so many of them. So now he's saying
he's directing.
I got to get Phil back in the booth to add the Aberdeen part. Can you bring up the gain a little bit on the chorus?
Phil knows I'm the real magic behind most of these songs.
He's my inspiration. He's the meaning to my songs. He's the inspiration.
I love it. I love it. All right, I want to play.
Oh, yeah, Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
So let's have him sing it again.
Yeah. Come on, Sandy. Sing it with it. See if you can do it.
Bears Barroom Radio. A bear up, a bear down. It's draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up. This week, draft Dr. Phil and Shane Marsaw, the smartest man in the bar rooms. Bear ups and bear downs of the week. A bear up, a bear down. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. They're watching the tape and waiting.
I love this song.
The game is done. The Bears have lost and won. They're playing the tape and grading. Bear up, bear down. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. They're watching the tape and weighing. The game is done. The Bears have lost or won. They're playing. The boys are grading. Cheeto blockies, I take them out like my girlfriend. Smack 'em, flip 'em, and stick 'em until you can't bend. Till then I'm still, I got hype credential. Barfly, thrown out fraud brothers like Nintendo. 5'7" kind of a small one, but I still store bums. Key suckers in doldrums. As I'm singing and taking a change in my English, I quickness to get rich. I like chalk, but not chips. Connecticut in the house, but the barroom's where I live. I'll bear up, bear down. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. I'll bear up, bear down. This is another fulfilling, funkified track. Yes, yes.
Let me tell you something. My wife despite all of my urgings, has refused to make love to me while this song plays in the background. So I have a message for any of you women out there who are interested in making love to me while I play Bear Up, Bear Down. Drop me a message in my DM. All right, this is how we play.
Is that your hall pass?
Yeah.
That is now.
Said he's always down. That's why.
That
So
could
like,
be
go down.
That could be the issue. Get it up first before you go down. All right, this is how we play this game. It's not really a game. It's a commentary. It's a social experiment. I don't know what it is, but we go around the table. Shane and Phil, and now our guest, Sandy Tom from across the pond, will give us a player that they were really happy with in last week's game against the Jets. That's the bear up player, and a player that disappointed them, the bear down player. So we spin the bottle, and of course it's going to land with Sandy. Tom, he's going to start by giving us the bear down player, the player he was disappointed with Sunday against the New York Jets. Sandy, the stage is yours.
I suppose I could go a little bit controversial to start with and say Trey Burton.
Wow!
After the game he had against the Patriots, where he was really targeted and really was effective, I thought he had a bit of a down day on Sunday by comparison, but he's just not proving to be the sort of consistent threat that we all thought he was going to be at the start of the season. I think you even mentioned it last week. You reckoned he was going to be having huge amount of receptions on the season, and have a real impact over the middle, and we're not seeing him really do that. And Trubisky isn't really finding him as a target, but that's only really be controversial. The actual one would be Deion Sims. He's shit. And he's taking Kyle Long out of the game as well.
Well done. Well done. But we do have to talk, because he brings up a really good point, guys. The fact that Trey Burton was practically shut out. I mean, I think he had a reception. But is this because of Trey Burton, or is this because the Jets were bringing in so many blitzes and he had to stay in and block? Well, Shane, you were quick to say no. Tell us why.
It's all you've heard Nagy say time and time and time again. They're not going to be. Allen Robinson is paid to be the number one wideout. He's not going to be the number one wideout every game. It's very game plan specific, and this wasn't Trey Burton's week. Yeah. You see that a lot. I mean, you see it in a Philadelphia-based offense. Yeah, in Kansas City, they do get the ball a ton to re-kill. And I mean, he's on a different level, and Kelsey. But it's just, I think you're going to see it. I don't think Trey Burton was not getting open. I think Trey Burton was an extreme focus of the New York Jets, because you see that comfort zone with Mitch and with Trey Burton, and I think it's very game specific. But I mean, at the same time, you think at some point he's gonna fall into 3 or 4 receptions. Yeah, I totally understand that part, but I think that's something that Bears fans have to get used to. You're not going to go out. This isn't going to be I don't think you're ever going to see a Brandon Marshall type season, where you see a guy just going out every single week and getting, 10 catches, 12 catches, being force-fed the ball every week. It's not going to be that. And I think it's a testament to this offense. And you see, Mitch still put up the numbers in the passing game without having Trey Burton a part of it. So, I mean, it's kind of a testament to the offense. I mean, Allen Robinson wasn't a part of it either, guys, and he was still went out there. How many times over the years have we seen the Bears go out there and you're like, oh, Brandon Marshall's out today? Alshon, pulled his vagina, so he's out again. So, and we're like, we're fucked. But I think it's the Bears have – this Chicago Bears team, although we've all been around this forever, this team has talent everywhere. It really does. They're a deep team, and I think
Tony Romo.
Yeah. And I think, Trey Burton could come out versus Buffalo and have 8 or 9 receptions. That wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Filski, the bottle says it's your turn, but I know you want to comment on this whole Trey Burton thing. Why don't you comment on that and then give us your bear down player?
Yeah, I think Shane hit it out of the park with Trey Burton and the flip up of philosophy. I think the Jets totally wanted to scheme that security blanket, knowing, and it was smart by them, that they were going to blitz a lot and go after him. So that's why they did what they did and bracketed him and were aware of what he was doing at all times. But you could see the sign of a good coach is the ability to adapt and recognize how to use all of your talent. And I felt like they finally got the horse rolling too. So Trey was taken away. You saw Cohen be used in a different way, and Miller stepped up. So it was good to see. The tight end position in and above itself is confusing to me, but we can get into it. I just don't understand the use of Daniel Brown or the lack thereof in this offense, because I think he would be such a better fit than a Ben Broniker. That baffles me, but Trey getting taken away and what happened on Sunday, I'm not concerned about it at all.
Excellent. Well, tell us now who your bear down player is.
My bear down is pretty easy. I don't know what Danny Shimon fucking reefer he's smoking, but to me, Eddie Jackson's
I was smoking fucking reefer.
Eddie Jackson's selfish play, to me, it just ruined what I thought was just a tremendous get-right game for this defense. And it's those kind of things that concern me about this young man. Shane pointed out last season the ghetto boys going out, fucking strip club in Philly. Miami game, guess what's down there? It just so happens to be one of the most disgusting displays of tape in regards to an NFL player tackling that I've ever seen. That's embarrassing tape. Now this guy comes back out there. Sorry about that. Now this guy comes back out there, and he does a selfish play. It's very clear. In fact, I put it in the promo for the Super Barfly promo because it's so evident a down. It's like you took it upon yourself on 3rd and 17 to be a fucking tough guy or think that you're some fucking tough guy. Play like that, smart. Play like that, tackle people when you're supposed to. How about that? So to me, everything leading up to it, it's hard to find. I have a few bear downs, but to me, that play stood out. It was clear and evident. I wonder if they're going to fine him for it. I really do. It's because I felt like he knew exactly what he was doing. I've coached this game. I played it. That kid from the Jets puts his arm out, ricochets off him. Then you see 1-2, boom, and totally selfish. And he's my bear down clear this week, even though Benny fucking Cunningham.
Yeah, and Phil, just about that. You're talking about 3rd and 17. It was like a fucking 6-yard pass.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
that's the whole fucking point. You're not. It's fake tough guy is exactly what it is.
I fucking hate Shane. I had talented football players that have played for me. I'm not going to say any names because they might listen, but I've known kids that are talented and they fake tough guy. Like they see a person in a predicament.
I'll give you a perfect comparison, Phil.
Go ahead.
We had a meeting at Bears Barroom one day, and Matthew Balsley was on the line with us and never said a fucking word the entire time. Never opened up his mouth other than to say hello and goodbye, and yelled to his wife to bring him some more beef jerky or whatever the fuck he was eating. And then he gets pissed off on Twitter and runs his fucking little mouth. like a little bitch. It's the same type of thing, you know.
Wait a minute. I don't think you're giving Matthew credit because he did say a few things. I recorded it.
Your pudding makes you poopy and you gotta make a pudding pop.
I thought he made a lot of sense when he said that.
Was that Air Jer from the tailgate zone?
That was way too. Oh my God!
That was one of Air Jer's highlights.
You could cut that out.
No fucking way.
Yeah, was Jer recording from his couch while he was laying down?
I think
all I could
he was
see is
back
like
at the
Jer's
doctor's.
right arm out, his head braced on his shoulder, and like drool coming down with a beer next to him. Like, yeah, fucks.
You know what was
Kick
hilarious?
their asses.
After the Barfly tailgate show, Air Jer sends a message and says, "Probably be a good idea if I don't get fucked up the night before we do a show."
It definitely came through the airwaves.
I said no.
You sounded like Ditka on that interview.
I said no, Air Jer, please keep getting fucked up. But we just have to fuck with
Phil
him.
sent
We just
me a
have to make
text. He goes,
fun.
"You hear Jared?" I said, "Yeah." He was on an all-night bender or what? And Phil's like, "Oh my God!" It's like he's got to be hungover.
I love it. All right, Shane, give us your Bear Down player.
I will give you guys each a guess, and I bet you every one of you will get it. Pretty easy. You got to know where I'm going here. Cody Parkey.
I have Cody Parkey on the list. Yeah.
That's too easy.
Oh God. I've never had an open mind even about the guy from the beginning. You guys know that, but you talk about I'll take fake tough guy over Cody Parkey. Looks like he's scared to death.
He does. He looks terrified.
Kick.
Yeah,
he does.
It's
I
awful.
put it in my rant.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is, Shane.
He just
looks nervous.
He's usually when these guys kick the field goal, if they have God in their life and are going to church, they're pointing up after they kick the field goal. This motherfucker's doing it before he goes on the field. Like, fuck, please, Jesus, baby Jesus, let me do this. And I'm like, it's just listen. Quarterbacking, football in general is all about confidence, and this dude's got none. I mean, you got the head coach going out there in press conferences saying, "Oh, we have complete confidence in Cody." Well, no, you don't. You don't. That's like getting a vote of confidence from Hugh Jackson getting a vote of confidence from Jimmy Haslam in Cleveland. Hugh's our guy. See ya, Hugh.
You know what? I will say this, Shane. I do think that Nagy should have gone for it on that fourth down play. It was 4th and 3, if I remember correctly. And I thought to myself,
Phil and I talked about, we texted back and forth. Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you, Aldo.
Yeah,
that was one of the coaching snafus.
And you know what was too big for him? They were making a big deal of the wind, saying that it was 20 miles an hour and it was blowing from left to right. He fucking kicked that ball so far to the fucking right to try to compensate for that.
Right.
I mean, I want to know if this motherfucker's down at Soldier Field during the week kicking.
That's a great question.
You heard about Robbie Gould always talked about. He said on their off day, he wasn't kicking at Hallis Hall. He went down to fucking Soldier Field and kicked 100 balls down there because the swirling winds. And I'd be interested to know if he's doing that. I mean, this is a humongous indictment to Ryan Pace in the kicking game because $15 million you gave this fucking guy, $9 million of it guaranteed. He's not going anywhere this year. He's not going anywhere next year, most likely, with the way that the contract is structured.
Right.
But it's just
Shane.
terrible.
If he starts, this is a playoff caliber team.
Yes, I know.
We've said it. You guys broke it down. We did that game. It wasn't on the script. There was no fucking show flow. We played a game, and you gave them numbers. And this team can do it. Fucking Sandy Tom from across the pond is talking about winning out.
It just, to me, it feels like his first kick out there has got to be something inside of 40 yards to give him confidence. And hopefully, because, yes, you are absolutely right. The guy looks fucking terrified. He looks like a 14-year-old kid who's at a whorehouse and doesn't know what the fuck to do. So, Shane, do you want to finish up your thoughts before we go to Bear Up?
No, I think it's a huge problem when you have a young. I mean, Sandy kind of alluded to it. Your quarterback and your field goal kicker. I mean, if you're going to make a run at this, guys, down the stretch, those are two of the guys that got to be locked in.
Without it.
And we see Mitch taking. Mitch is going to have bumps in the road, but Mitch is also taking steps every single week.
Fucking A.
Cody Parkey is regressed. And I mean, like I said, I keep on repeating myself. 5 teams in 5 seasons for a year. Ryan Pace thought if he threw a bunch of money at him just to get him away from Miami, that I was going to rectify the problem. I mean, this is Ryan Pace and our special teams coach are on the hook for this. And it's going to be a huge issue. I just hate to see this young team being led by a young quarterback lose a fucking game because of Cody Parkey. It's going to be a shame.
Well, and you mentioned the special teams coach, Chris Tabor. We have to look at the fact that the special teams has not played at anywhere near the Dave Taub level, which is our level of excellence. And we saw Pat O'Donnell get a punt blocked. We saw them give up a 100+ yard run to Cordell Patterson, and so that is a concern. Yeah. This area of the 3 phases is not performing well, and Chris Tabor should be on alert because we're going to be on his ass. And I know Draft Dr. Phil is already writing a heavy metal acid rock song about him.
I will text Grody to see if he can ask Tabor, is Parkey going down to Soldier Field? I think he can handle that.
Great question. That's a great question.
It is. I mean, he should be. It should be mandatory for a Chicago Bears kicker.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I mean, what the fuck do they need to be kicking inside of the Walter Payton Center for?
I know.
Exactly. We don't need to see the guy during the week. He should be at fucking Soldier Field every day practicing.
Right.
Exactly. That's where you fucking kick.
Aldo, even though he's one of the highest paid kickers in the NFL, Ryan Pace still has to bring in competition. Even if it's just something that he sees, 3-4 kickers kicking in the Walter Payton Center, just to fucking send a message to the guy.
Right.
Maybe that would wake him up.
Let Michael Burton kick. Do some Houston on the roster.
I fucking can't believe that Burton is still on the roster after the trade deadline. I would have thought for sure they were going to move him for a 6-pack or something. All right. It is time for Bear Up. The news gets better. And Sandy Tom from across the pond is going to start us off by telling us which player he was really impressed with against the Jets. Go ahead, Sandy.
I was really impressed with Taylor Gabriel. The guy's shown all season that he just really wants to win. He's a team-first player. He's laid himself out for a couple of catches for Mitch, and has really sort of built up a connection with him. But then he's the one who put in this really key block for Tarek Cohen's 70-yard screen on, which was a really big play. Really, kind of just give us some sort of confidence in that half. So he was really strong. But I think, given that I think I saw today that the Bears have not conceded a rushing touchdown in 8 games. Although I'd like to give it to Taylor Gabriel, I think I'd have to say it'd have to be a defensive player. Because we were
he's cheating really the game.
We were really shockingly bad those last 2 weeks.
I love it.
And so
he knows how to play my game.
Yes, he does. Yeah. He's learning from the best.
You want to take somebody in a reserve role in a special team or two?
That's
Sandy?
right. Give us a Barfly who is Bear Up too.
The Bear Up is going to be my Bear Up would be Bryce Callahan.
Bryce Callahan, excellent choice. Excellent choice.
It's not that he's improved over the week. He's been so strong all season, and for ages now. You guys have been banging the drum for Callahan for quite some time, and the only knock on him was really his health. But now that he seems to be staying healthy, then he's getting noticed around the league as well. So he was the guy.
Sandy makes a really good point, and in particular, I think it's been Phil that's been leading the chorus on Bryce Callahan being an extra special player. I always thought that he was just a camp body. You know, the kid comes undrafted free agent out of Rice and stuff. I just thought, you know, this is an undersized guy. I don't think he's going to be around very long. And he sticks on, and all of a sudden he's making plays. And then this season, 2018, he has become one of the top 3, 4, or 5 slot cornerbacks in the NFL, and that is without a doubt. I don't give a fuck who says what, Pro Football Focus or anything. My eyes tell me the truth. Bryce Callahan is a stud, and if I ever said anything bad about Bryce Callahan publicly, I apologize. I was wrong. This guy is playing. Well done.
He was pretty much our only pass rush on Sunday as well.
Exactly. Yes, he could have had 2 sacks, but he just missed on the second one. So excellent choice. Shane,
Aldo, just say you always said it. Just play both sides. Play all the cover, all the bases. Be an insider, Aldo. Be an insider too while you're at it.
Oh man, you just want me to play more and more of your songs, don't you?
No, I was just telling you. It's apparently Colts, not the Colts, but Colts defend that kind of shit. So anyway,
great. All right, go ahead, Phil, with your bear up player.
My bear up. I don't want to steal Shane. I talked about this guy on BHL. I'm going to continue my streak with him because I want to see that energy be pushed into this week. But, there's a lot of guys that deserve the award. Even Mitch for what he did play and then turn around and, really set the tone for his season. You could make an argument. But Bilal Nichols, to me, here's another guy, 5th-round pick. I love this kid coming out. We talked about him with Emery Hunt last night on BHL. If you go back, you could look. I don't delete tweets, Shane, right? I keep them all there. I get a lot wrong. I get some right. This guy, he was somebody I wanted in the 4th round. I just thought he was muscled up and had so much talent and potential. Then to see him go into training camp with the Greg Braggs videos, and then every day he's flashing, every day. Then in the preseason games, wow, this kid is not, overwhelmed by the size and the speed of the game. He's setting a tone. I remember being at Mott's picnic, and there's fucking Bilal Nichols, and Scar kept yelling from the back, "There's your boy." I would go, "Delaware's finest, baby." Delaware. So I just love this kid. Yeah. But to see him play on tape, I wish everybody keeps DMing or shouting, "Oh, when are you going to do tape doesn't lie on this person and this person?" I only have so many hours in the day.
I was going to say, you are one busy motherfucker.
I'm busy as fuck with Bears Barroom and the songs and keeping this 100. So I'm going to try. But, when the off season comes and we look back, but Bilal to me is a future building block piece. The excitement that I had when Akeem Hicks came to the Bears was, okay, I want to see what he does with the Bears. How's he going to fit? And then to see him, I was like, oh, this guy's a fucking player. This kid is young and athletic and physically freaky and twitchy. To see him run Darnold to the spot and make him go out of bounds was, I don't know. I captured it and sent it to my father. I'm like, look at this fucking guy. He's like an animal. I tweeted it out then. You have these guys. This is a great fucking defense. Gotta be aggressive, Vic, because Bilal Nichols can help you. He was tremendous to me in the game, and like Sandy's talking about, the last few weeks, this kid has shown up. So I'm kind of like pushing the bear up this week with a bunch of bear ups because Bryce was my number 1 too. So Bilal Nichols, Aldo, my Bear up this week.
It's an excellent choice. And if you ever write a song about Bilal Nichols, you have your work cut out for you because there aren't very many words that rhyme with Nichols. I mean, you got pickles, you got tickles. That's about it.
Me some ideas already.
All right, Shane, the smartest man in the barroom, Marsaw. You've got some players who are off the board. Are you going to go with maybe somebody that Sandy mentioned earlier, or you got some?
Well, I was going to. Sandy took my two guys that I was going to go with, but one I knew. Yeah, thanks, Sandy. I'm gonna go off script a little bit here, and I saw this guy getting a little bit of heat on Twitter.
Yes, and I think you're going where I think you're going.
Don't know if people are really just wanting to see the big splash plays and not realizing how good this kid is playing on the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Number 58, Roquan Smith. This kid is everywhere on the field. I mean, he's not making these huge, big splash plays that I think, maybe some fair weather fans are looking for. They're looking for a, big pick six or a sack, and if he doesn't fill that notch in the stat column, then they think he's not playing well. But this kid, I mean, is really everything that he's been billed to be coming out of UGA, with him running sideline to sideline, and then I mean he's making plays in the backfield, and I love the trajectory that this kid is on, and I think he's just going to get better and better. And I mean, he's still only 21 years old. I mean, I think he turns 22 like next March or something like that. It's a lot of fun to watch. I think he's made, Danny Trevathan has played very, very well. I think Roquan Smith is a direct reason for that.
Good point.
Other than Danny being healthy finally, I think he has given Danny the ability to kind of roam free and make these plays. And I mean that Danny, I believe, led the team in tackles on Sunday, and Roquan Smith was right behind him. But I just like to, when I go back and I'm watching these guys, I got the game on in front of me right now, Jets game, and even though it's the TV feed, it's just so fun to watch him be so explosive and get sideline to sideline, because we haven't seen that in a long time in Chicago from our linebackers. And again, I mean, Urlacher was just on a whole different level. And I mean, he was so big, you got used to it. But Roquan Smith, it's not like he's an overly big guy, but man, he is fast. And I said, I think about the future with him and Iggy being very similar builds and, very similar athletically. And there's for the first time in a long time, guys, we're Danny Trevathan is at the top of his game right now, but we already have his replacement on the roster. And we're not used to that in Chicago. And I think that's something that's overlooked, a lot of times. So, Roquan Smith, I think he gets a lot of heat from people that don't really know what they're watching, because he is playing very, very good football right now.
I think that's a good pick. There was a couple of weeks ago that I gave him some shit on Bears on Tap, our post-game show here at Bears Barroom, and Danny challenged me, my co-host Danny challenged me. And, I went back and looked at things, and perhaps I was a little too rough on him, because I saw Roquan have a couple of plays where he missed an assignment or missed a tackle. But for the most part, you're absolutely right. What is so fascinating about Roquan is that the physical ability that he has, the sideline to sideline speed, that he is just a terror in between the numbers. And when you consider the fact that he missed all of training camp, and that is so important for a young player. And so what we're going to see in 2019 and beyond with this guy is he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can become. So it's going to be really, really fun to see this guy grow as a Chicago Bear. He could end up being in that great tradition of Bears inside linebackers. He could be up there, with the Urlachers and Butkuses and stuff. So we will see.
I think the unfortunate thing, though, just to piggyback off Roquan, is that here's this talent, and it's there and evident, and then you go up against the world champs, and you're not using him in the way that would best suit you. Like that coaching negligence, Aldo, I can't get past, because I look at what they did versus the Jets. Oh, they're just the Jets. This is the NFL.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to Hofstra, I was the fucking shit in my town, my state. I go there, everybody's fucking great. Think about the next level, how all these guys. So I get caught doing it too, but it is what it is. This kid is something special, this kid Roquan, and to not use him to take away White, of all people, that would be the perfect matchup.
Yeah.
Right? That's like a heavyweight fight, Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
James White, Roquan Smith. Let's go. I would have put my money on Roquan. And to fucking see Vic do that shit, I am getting amped up. I am. I'm getting amped up because
why cover him with
Detroit.
Why cover him with Roquan when you can cover him with Leonard Floyd?
Exactly. Holy shit. He's still on the fucking team, him and Burton. Well, I don't know how people are giving this guy fucking praise. I'm going to keep an eye on Leonard this week in my tape study. What?
Yeah, not to make excuses for Vic Fangio, but I do believe that what happened there is that he didn't want the rookie on so many snaps against Tom Brady, because the Patriots have that ability of picking on players.
Although you're just making excuses.
Andy's fitting right in.
Smith would have shut down White.
Hey, Sandy, isn't it time for you to go to bed now?
that was quite some time ago, but no, Smith would have shut down White.
Well done. Well done. All right, guys, it is time. We have a very special promotion from our friends over at TixBlitz.com. That's TixBlitz.com. The first 10 barflies to send an email to marketing@TixBlitz.com, they will win a special promo code good for $50 off of a purchase at TixBlitz.com. There's a minimum purchase required to get that $50 off. Of course, all you got to do is send an email to marketing@TixBlitz.com. All right, get her done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, motherfucking Aberdeen. Yeah.
He's so not fair because I always lose so much music here. He's the smartest man. He was the guy who invented the infrared. Let's do it again. Fuck it. Do it again.
We'll do it live.
Can't make me laugh like that today. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sandy squirting demons all over Chris Armstrong's ceiling fan, yeah.
Oh, my God. He's the smartest man. He was the guy who invented the infrared portable heater because in upstate New York, he was freezing. Not a blatant late hit on Jackson? What the fuck was Eddie and Danny Shimon seeing? He's the smartest man. And this is his dumbest tweet of the week.
Well done. Very well done. That was worth the wait.
I do got to call Danny out a little bit on that because I said the best part, he was praising Eddie Jackson and killing Kyle Fuller for his mistiming his jump. But if he runs that play back, Kyle Fuller mistimed his jump. The receiver catches the ball, and Eddie Jackson misses the fucking tackle.
He whiffed like fucking one of the Dodgers in the World Series.
Hey, what the fuck? Shut up.
Oh, sore subject. All right, Mr. Shay Marsoff, for those first-time listeners, this is the part of the show where Shane identifies a tweet that really aggravated the fuck out of him, and then later he will identify a tweet that he really thought was pretty cool. And sometimes he does a rapid fire one, so we're on the edge of our seats. What do you got, Shane?
We do have some rapid fire shit tweets this week in honor of Sandy Tom from across the pond. So I have a whole collection of shitty tweets from Sandy here. No, I'm kidding. We're going to go with @DJR Henskaksk. @DJRHENSKAKSK. And he's sending out a tweet about Mitch Trubisky. He says, his arm is suspect every single game I watch him. He doesn't have NFL throwing talent, and he never will. That's not something that you can coach into a player. Mitch just doesn't have it.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? I mean...
NFL arm talent.
Yeah, NFL. I mean,
Tom Brady came into the league, the greatest ever, didn't have NFL arm talent.
# frame rate. Thank you, Ben.
How many touchdowns did Watson have? 5?
Jesus. How do you ever watch anything and worry about Mitch Trubisky's arm talent? I mean... Did they not watch the pass to Kevin White when he had a guy stick his helmet in his chest and he still threw it 60 yards, dime ball to Kevin White? And you're still questioning this kid's arm talent? Does he have stuff he needs to work on? Yeah, absolutely he does. We all know that, but arm talent is not one of them. I have never watched a game at any point and said, oof, I'm worried about this kid's arm. Is that something that you guys have ever worried about with Mitch?
Never.
No, never worried about it. Never.
Yeah,
bad fucking tweet.
Yeah,
Shame.
real bad.
Shame.
Yes.
No, shame. From the fucking Game of Thrones.
I thought you said Shane. Shane, come back.
Shane.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy. I had to clear it up because I figured that's what you fucking thought. You got quiet. Got like Sandy Tom's wife when he's fucking watching the Bears.
He's not quiet.
You guys hear some? I'm back.
All right.
So now we're gonna kick it to some motherfucking Detroit Lions fans. I like to run their mouths too much. And this is Carry On Down the Field @JustWinDetroit, who is one of the biggest mouth fucking Lions fans out there. He said, imagine how Chicago Bears fans feel right now after seeing what Detroit gave up for Snacks Harrison and realizing what they gave up for Khalil Mack.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the Mitch tweet was dumb, but then this motherfucker comes along. On what? I mean, what are the similarities between Khalil Mack and Snacks Harrison? They're both black and play football. I think they probably end there. Play in the same division.
I mean, it's like this guy's a nose guard and a very good one.
Yeah, and just win Detroit, I'm not sure. I mean, I know Seattle boat raced you guys at home, and you gave up a 100-yard rusher to Seattle's running back with Snacks Harrison in the lineup. So, yeah, you might want to pipe down there a little bit.
I saw that tweet and I immediately called that science guy, and this is what he told me.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Bill Nye.
That's his name.
The science guy.
I always call him, but I don't know his fucking name. Who else you got there?
Okay, and the last shitty tweet of the week is Sean Eclectic, and he is @TheCorsey, and he tweeted to Adam Hogue and Waddle and Sylvie and Carmen DeFalco. He said, "Can someone please explain to me in a way that makes non-financial sense why Bilal Nichols isn't on the field more than Eddie Goldman is at this point?" Now,
I saw that one too.
I'm not disparaging Bilal Nichols at all. These guys should be on the field together.
Yes.
Not at the expense of one another.
Yes.
I mean, it's
totally agree.
I don't know what the fuck these guys are. They just tweeting just to tweet to see themselves, to see if somebody interacts with it. I don't understand it.
No, it's the Roquan Smith thing. They want to see splash plays from Eddie Goldman, and they don't realize that what he does is more sublime. It's more subtle. It's artistic.
Eddie Goldman is immense.
Yes,
I know. He does so much.
Yes.
Like my dick. But anyway. But Eddie Goldman, I don't care what anybody says. He's the key to this entire fucking thing on defense. He really is. I mean, Khalil Mack, yes, he's the best player by far. Eddie Goldman is such an important cog in what they want to do on defense. I don't think people
you'll
realize.
Never hear his name mentioned you'll never hear his name mentioned in commentary.
Yeah, it's ever.
And so nobody picks up on it because they're not hearing his name, and that's it.
And I said one thing to think about.
Somebody reinforce it, then.
Yeah, one thing to think about with Eddie that I think is very underrated. This dude signed a contract extension already, and he's 24 years old. You know, Anthony Miller just caught his third touchdown pass as a rookie, and he's 24 years old. Eddie's already into his contract extension. So I said, exactly. You know, that stuff all matters. He's going to be around, health permitting, for a very, very, very long time. And he's a fabulous. I mean, Phil, you remember when the Bears drafted him? You were
fired up.
Oh my! I loved that pick more than the Kevin White pick. You know, in the first round, I was more excited about that. Huge Eddie Goldman fan, and I said he is such. You talk about underrated. Bryce Callahan being underrated. Yeah. Eddie Goldman is right there with him when you're talking about underrated ball players.
Good stuff.
Butkus loved that pick as well.
Who's that? Butkus?
Dick Butkus loved that pick as well.
Oh, that's right, because he made the selection.
He called Golden's name.
That is right. That is
on draft day.
Look at Sandy pulling out draft day quotes from Dick Butkus. Mike North's going to be proud.
Uncle Mikey.
So, all you degenerate fucks, all three of you are my dumbest tweets of the week this week.
Oh, those are all excellent choices. And you know what? I enjoy the bad tweets as much, or actually more, than I enjoyed the good tweets. But I still want to hear the good tweets. Here we go. I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second.
Phil.
I was trying to keep it short. So I
fucked it up with the terrible introduction, the terrible segue there. I'm writing this down 1 minute and 1 hour 55, and I'm going to edit all that shit out. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Phil, what the fuck is Phil there? What the fuck is Aldo talking about? Yeah.
He's the smartest man. His great granddaddy was smart. He discovered the city of Aberdeen. He's an insider. He broke the story of Mike Burton dressing as a fullback for Halloween. He's the smartest man, and this is his best tweet of the week.
Hey, Shane, don't you have some Scottish blood in you?
I think so. I think I do, yeah.
Because if you don't, Sandy will be glad to fuck you. All right, let's clean this act up. All right, go ahead, Shane.
All right, so Aldo, I sent you a little clip earlier, and this is a tweet from Inside the NFL at Inside the NFL, and it says, "Be great, challenge accepted." And it's at Chicago Bears and at Mitch Trubisky, and it has some audio of Matt Nagy, our head coach, talking to our quarterback. Do you have that queued up for me?
I do indeed.
I'm going to challenge you right now, these 2 quarters, for greatness.
Yes, sir.
You got me?
Got
I
you.
want to see it come out of you right here.
Yes, sir.
You take this thing over right now.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Love it.
Listening to that, Aldo, can you remember another Chicago Bears head coach that would go up to his quarterback and say those words? Can you see Mike Ditka going up to Jim McMahon and saying that?
No.
Can you see Lovie Smith going up to Jay Cutler?
No.
Can you see Lovie Smith going up to Jonathan Quinn?
No.
Can you see, any of these guys? Can you see Mark Trestman saying it to Cutler or John Fox ever saying that to Mitch Trubisky?
No.
You can't. And this is what I'm saying. This is all we're talking about, how much times have changed. And I know we want to run the football. We want to see more running the football. But this whole thing is the Mitch Trubisky show. This is all about Mitch. This kid is going to be the fucking man franchise. He's going to be the lead dog. Kyle Long at one point was the face of our franchise. A fucking guard was. I know Aldo jerked off at that thought.
My keyboard is all fucking drenched right now.
He's got fucking demons all over his pant leg right now. But I that little short clip of our head coach going up and saying, you know what? You go out and you take over this game right now. This is on you. This is what I want you to do. This is what I'm expecting of you. And you know what? When did Mitch play his best? Nagy was talking about the last 2 quarters to Mitch.
Yep.
Mitch put it together in the 3rd and 4th quarter and played much better. And is he perfect right now? No, he's not going to be. But he's learning this new offense. He's learning all these new players. And you know what? The motherfucker is still going out there and putting up numbers. And right now, the Bears have a winning record. And Mitch is a big part of that. There's no other way to put it. That little audio clip just gets me so excited from our head coach, just that he.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. When Shane would shut the fuck up,
Thoughts, yeah.
No, it's just, I think it's a changing of the guard in Chicago. And to me, it just seems like there's so many things to look at this year. Like, they finally fucking get it. You know what I mean? They're doing different things. It should be all about the fucking quarterback. Sandy put it perfectly, and I said this to Phil. As bad as this sounds, I think the Bears are planning all about 2019. Whatever happens this year is icing on top of the cake, and they still can make some noise. But you better fucking look out starting in 2019, because that's when you're going to see a monumental step from this team and for Mitch. And Nagy's a big part of that, and I love we talk about lack of confidence. I don't think Mitch has any of that, and I don't think Nagy does. I think they both believe in each other, and I think great things are in store for both of them.
I'm feeling this kid is Scottish. He's giving a speech.
That was awesome.
He's getting me fired up.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking Sandy's ready to fight for freedom.
He was better than Mel Gibson.
Is free.
Better than Mel Gibson and Braveheart, that's for sure. Hey, I do have some audio of Mike Ditka talking to Moses Moreno that was captured by NFL Films. Here it is.
Yes.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
He never coached Moses. That was one.
Oh, damn it! I fucked that up.
Hold on. We got Dave Wanstead. audio here.
We do. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I do have some audio. Take two. I do have some audio of Dave Wanstad talking to Moses Moreno.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I can't believe Aldo remembered Moses Moreno was coached by Dave Wanstad. That's impressive.
I'm proud of that dude. It's funnier the second time.
I'm the Alex Trebek of the Bears Barroom. but the reality is my fucking Bears trivia history is all blown away by all the reefer I smoked in the 90s. All right, fellas.
Fucking reefer.
Yeah, I love that stuff. All right, man, this has been great Bears talk, and I promised a 2-hour show, and we're right now at the 2-hour mark. Let's go a little OT, and let's just go around the table and talk a little bit more Bears football. So I'm just going to turn it over to Phil, Shane, and Sandy while I go take a piss. You guys go for it.
See you in half an hour.
That's at least.
Well, I'll kick it off here, and I know everybody keeps on talking about it, and we see the news today with Anderson being out and Nathan Peterman coming in. I just hope that they don't fucking overlook Brock Osweiler again.
Right. Exactly.
Buffalo's defense played fucking good football last night.
They did.
That was an inspired group, and you can say whatever the fuck you want. They're not gonna just fucking lay down and let Chicago come in there and kick them in the ass and take another L. I mean, if I'm Vic Fangio, Phil, what's Nathan Peterman's game gonna fucking be? Quick game,
quick game. It's gonna be the same thing you saw Brady and Osweiler do. So I agree with you. Like, you have to, in a playoff race, like, you have this kind of talent on paper, and you got Tony Romo saying it, Emery Hunt came on. We talked about it all off season. Now, these are the games you can't lose. You can't. So what do you have to do? You have to be focused. Like a cobra threatened is going to strike.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be the threatener. You have to go in there and strike and go after it. If you're not doing that, you're affecting the whole, flow of your season. And I totally agree with you. You got to attack Peterman, make every down the darkest day of his life.
Send that fucking message early to that motherfucker.
You don't have sympathy for him. You have one job to do. Just like the fucking kicker's job is to kick it to the uprights. The running back on a blitz better put his face into some linebacker's chest and maintain his block. Your job is to put that kid in every terrible situation and make Stephen A. Smith's day to talk about how shitty he was. Great. We move on at 5-3. Don't worry about who the fuck you're playing. Go out there and destroy everybody now. In your path, you gotta be aggressive. Every time you see aggressive from these guys, they light up like a fucking Bender School of Christmas light. It's time. It's time to be an aggressive football team on defense. I felt more confidence with the offense going into the Jets game, worrying about what defense and what kind of tackling and game plan we were going to have. Now I feel better that you went out there, you showed aggressiveness, you used a lot of personnel. You got to do the same thing. You got the horses to do it. Let's do it. And please, just fucking give Roy Robb a couple rushes from the edge. Put a message out. This guy could do it. I really think he'd be even better than Lynch, Shane. I believe he would be better than him coming off the edge. He's just got so much athleticism and power. It jumps off the fucking tape for me. Like, why are you just leaving him inside or playing 5 technique with him? Let him rush the passer on third down. You're good. You're given a 4-man look. Well, except against the fucking Patriots.
Yeah,
So,
I was just going to say the same fucking thing. I totally agree with you, and that's the one thing. I mean, Sandy, you probably heard us say it 100 times, and that was my biggest fear with Vic Fangio coming back was the I don't want to say the timidness, but being so vanilla, and we're gonna get there with Ford. And yes, obviously Khalil Mack helps that, but you have to fucking be aggressive. These are young, aggressive football players. They don't want to fucking sit back. I mean, they're fucking trained their entire life to attack and get after the quarterback and make plays. You want to see them get out there and do that. And that's my biggest quip with Vic is you want to see the creativity. And it really seems like right now our big fucking thing where we're going to surprise people is deploying Bryce Callahan and Sherrick McManus.
Right.
It really, that's what it, that part drives me nuts. And I think it's a great point. Vic signed a 4-year deal. I don't know if Vic is going to be around for all of that. I'll be completely honest. I don't think he's going to be fired. I can just see Vic wanting to move on and maybe go back to the college game or go out west or something. And Dustin Reagan-Padilla brought it up to me, and it made me think. And I went back and watched the handshake with Matt Nagy and Todd Bowles. And Todd Bowles said to him, I'll be here, and hugged Matt Nagy.
Oh, I said the same. Motherfucker. I was going to wait till you were done, and I was going to, did you hear?
Yeah. And I
saw it. He's like, let me know if you need me.
Yeah. Yeah. And
let me know if you need me.
Yeah. And I'll be here. And that's, that's something, who knows? Vic is a very specific person and very dry and to the point. And let's not forget, it took him a long time to decide to come back here to Chicago. Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure if Chicago was his first choice. Let's just put it that way. And I think Todd Bowles is somebody that I would keep an eye on, who's obviously going to be launched from New Jersey or from the New York Jets. But credit to Dustin for pointing that out, and I think it's a great job by him pointing that out. And that's what I crave though, is the aggressive nature from Todd Bowles. The way that he's going to attack on defense. And is it going to blow up in your face sometimes? Yeah, absolutely it will. You cannot
won
sit
a
back.
fucking Super Bowl doing that.
Yeah.
This town always thrives on that story, the 85.
How did Philadelphia win last
Aggressiveness.
year? You fucking right.
You gotta go at. I mean, it's a passing lead. We all say it, and we know how important the run is. And I'll be the first. Offense is gonna get you to the playoffs. Defense is gonna win it. So you have the horses. You're talking about Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan, and Prince Amukamara. Those three guys are very good. Kyle Fuller could be bear up for me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Minus the missed time. I mean, that was a fucking tough play. He turned, he jumped.
Let's not forget, this is the NFL. There's going to be fucking quarterbacks are going to make plays.
Exactly. They get paid on the other side, too.
He doesn't cut his fingernails last week. He makes that fucking play.
Exactly. And people were criticizing the kid. Remember, he doesn't turn his head. He doesn't turn. Now he's doing it. He mistimes a fucking play. He had 2 picks the week. He had a pick against the fucking Patriots. Is anybody talking about how good Kyle Fuller is? I don't know if the fucking PFF fucking score is.
Phil,
whatever the fuck that's going to be.
If
but
Kyle
fucking
Fuller
Josh
had his,
Bellamy could fucking drop a fucking pass.
If Fuller had his ring fingers, 0.3 of an inch to the left, he would have graded out much better on that fucking pass play. 0.3 of an inch.
Yeah. I remember
Sorry.
I was in love with Donnell Wolford when he was a Bear because he just had the instinct of when to turn and attack the football. I see that kind of ability in Kyle, and I see it in the fucking Bulldog, Brycey Callahan. Fucking love that kid. I love this secondary. That's what gets me so amped up, Shane, is that this, me and Emery, did you both listen to Bears Hour Live?
Well, yeah, I wanted to bring that up because I have a few.
Go ahead.
I love
bring
it.
a couple of things up.
I love Emery Hunt. We follow each other on Twitter. Big fan. But I think
there were some tense moments for me, Shane.
Yeah, I think
I love him.
One of the laziest comparisons that I hear made in the NFL is when people compare Mitch Trubisky to Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I think they see Matt Nagy, Kansas City, white guy that can get out on the move and throw the ball. But with me, that's where these comparisons end.
Mm-hmm.
I see much more arm talent in Mitch Trubisky than I ever saw in Alex Smith. I see much more big play. Alex Smith got the fucking nickname, check down Charlie,
right?
Because he doesn't like to push the envelope. Mitch does not have that issue, and I think it's a lazy comparison. I do, and I don't agree with what a lot of Jim Miller says, but I do see a lot of Steve Young.
I see Steve
Mitch.
Young too.
Yeah, and it's
fucking psychic fuck. But you've heard me say it.
Yeah.
I'm tape doesn't lie, right, Sandy?
Yeah.
Sadly.
I said that's where he fucking stole it from me.
He's on course. Is he on course to equal or beat Steve Young's record for passing and rushing?
Yeah.
In sort of consecutive games and stuff. So
wow.
There's a definite comparison there. But going back to the sort of Vic Fangio thing, the last 3 years, obviously under the John Fox regime as well. Vic essentially perfected the bend to the absolute limit, but don't break, and it was so frustrating to watch. The sort of the time on the field that the defense was spending was ridiculous. Akeem Hicks played an incredible number of snaps in that time, but the amount of times we were on 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 19 and 3rd and 21, and then they got the first down was just ridiculous. But then
it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And then we go into Miami and we go into the Patriots and we know what needed to be done. And the game said it last week. Man, coverage, yeah. I mean, press man. And we needed to get after the quarterback, and we just didn't. We didn't. Well, a sort of combination of obviously an injured Mac and not really having anyone else threatening in the pass rush at all, but. We could have easily played press, and we didn't. We played that soft zone, and just absolutely let Brock Osweiler do what he needed to do. The sort of bare minimum he needed to do to beat us. But
they let him do the only thing that he can do.
Exactly, yeah. Just that short game, and it was so frustrating. But you guys said it. Everybody was saying. Everybody could see it. And the worry is why didn't Fangio see it? Why didn't he make that adjustment?
Yeah,
And then so we go into the game against the Bills this weekend, and then obviously Nathan Peterman is a turnover machine if you pressure him, and it's whether we will.
They go into Buffalo and sit back. It's a monumental mistake. It's telling you right now.
Ridiculous.
There he is.
That was about half an hour, Aldo.
Yeah.
You don't let the fish in the water bleeding go to waste. You attack that fish like a shark. You gotta get that back in Chicago. You saw a step forward, Shane, in play calling for Matt Nagy in the second half. He recognized, all right, this is how you have to. Situational football. This is 2-down territory. Let's not fucking do shovel passes. Let's fucking put our fucking ears back and win this game with what you could do.
Yeah,
and they did it.
The Jets were waiting for that shovel pass on Sunday.
They were right on it.
Yeah.
And that was an illegal hit. wasn't fucking called.
Oh, the one on Burton, yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he fucking put his helmet
He
right in
did.
his head.
I know.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it wasn't called. I saw it right away before the replay. I tweeted it out there. You could check my timeline. I'm like, that's a fucking illegal shot. He went right in and speared him right in the fucking. He could have been hurt.
Aldo, did you hear us talking about Vic Fangio and Todd Bowles and that whole factor?
Yes, I did, and I disagree with you guys. I think Fangio is going to complete his 3-year contract with Chicago. I think that Todd Bowles, Matt Nagy thing, perhaps you can read into that there was some little secret.
It was
talk
a long
there.
embrace.
It was a long embrace, but those guys, have a long relationship and they care about each other. And I think that, Nagy knows is that Todd's job is on the line. He probably won't survive the year, but I don't think Fangio is going anywhere. I think Fangio, one of the reasons he came back was because he said this in his press conference, I want to see this thing through, because he has a belief that this team is on the verge of greatness. And I think that what we've seen the last few weeks with his defense is that he's played it conservatively because of the opponent. For instance, you saw what happened yesterday with the Buffalo Bills. And Tom Brady. They did not blitz him whatsoever, which is the same game plan that Vic Fangio had. And the Bills, though, executed the game plan much better than the Bears players did. Players, not necessarily the coaching staff. Now, Phil and I and Shane and Sandy, we could sit down for hours and
But did you see Buffalo sitting back and playing soft zone though, Aldo?
They didn't play soft zone like Vic did. You're correct about that. But they also know that you just cannot blitz Tom Brady because he will eat you apart. You can't blitz.
We're talking about Nathan Peterman and Brock Osweiler though too.
Okay, well
Aldo, they took the game plan that Vic Fangio had and made the necessary adjustments to make it more effective.
You're absolutely correct.
And that's the concern, is that Vic did not make the adjustments.
You're absolutely correct. And so that is a concern. But I do think that Vic is dealing with players who are underperforming, and that those players we can easily point out are
the secondary, yes.
First and foremost, Leonard Floyd. This guy is not.
Were you surprised he wasn't traded today?
I was surprised.
Really?
I thought they would have traded him straight up for Dante Fowler Jr. I would have made that trade if I was the Jags.
I would have made that trade too. Straight up, hell yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But they didn't.
Phil asked me if I thought he was going to. I put it at like 2% chance they were going to.
Yeah, he wasn't
feeling
it.
You were probably right about that.
I want to go back and ask Aldo this question because you weren't there. Do you obviously heard, because you were producing well, by the way, BHL.
Thank you.
When Emery said, well, some of these coaches get intimidated because that's Tom Brady over there and get conservative. Did you agree with that?
I do agree with that. I do agree that there is.
That was the one thing I really agreed with him. I felt like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say I do think that there is too much reverence paid to some coaches in the NFL, and Bill Belichick is one of them. I would, if I was the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and there's 4,000 or 5,000 people coming into the stadium. The players are warming up. I'm the head coach. I see Bill Belichick. I go over to shake his hand. I will kick him in the fucking balls. I will kick him in the fucking balls, and I say to him, hey, when this game is over, don't you dare come over to me and say congratulations on a good win, because I will spit in your motherfucking face and I will kick your goddamn ass.
Yeah, I gotta hire you.
Bill, I'm sorry. I was smoking fucking reefer.
I would just have Aldo come in and tell that story, like, to my team. Everyone gather up. I got Coach Gandia coming in here and talking.
But
you motherfuckers go out there, fucking kick them in the fucking balls.
This is how I would do it. I would go in with Phil and I would do this.
But we sat here and talked about the Bears having, we talked about Danny Trevathan and having Kwiatkowski and Iggy behind them, and we're not used to the Bears having the next set already on the roster, ready to go when, Danny. But, this is what I'm thinking. You're talking about Vic Fangio, and I know Ed Donatell's there, but I don't think he's going to be ever going to be a guy that's going to ascend back up to being the defensive coordinator. If a guy like Todd Bowles, and he is so close to Matt Nagy, I'm making every effort to add him to the defensive coaching staff. Maybe he is the next guy after Fangio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
bring him in I know Donatell's a secondary coach, but that's just I don't know. I would not overlook it because the NFL is a good old boy network, and
I want
to close with guys. That happens a lot.
Yep.
I want to say this to Shane's point. There's something to be said about the comment we criticize Nagy saying, he's the head coach. I don't want to step over there, and I ridiculed him as I should, because no, this is your fucking team. They do what you say, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have loyalty, like if you have little fucks in the background worrying about shit or talking shit, because it happens. I talked to Bobby Bombs, and he was talking about, he's coaching a middle school team, and there's chatter. Oh, the head coach isn't doing the head.
Yeah.
A middle fucking school team. So when you're the head coach, if the guy doesn't know X's and O's, it's my fucking job to teach him.
Mm-hmm.
But I better damn well know that that guy that I'm hiring that has my back and my intention is fucking loyal to his fucking T.
Mm-hmm.
And that situation, kind of that arranged marriage, if you will, we don't know. So to Shane's point, into that long embrace, you got to have people you trust there. If Nagy's like, listen, I need you to be more fucking aggressive, and then he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Against the Patriots.
If you go back and watch Matt Nagy's press conference after the Miami game,
right?
He came out and he said, "We as coaches need to put our players in better positions to succeed." And that's on both sides of the football. When I heard that, I had all these little fireworks going off in my head. And I'm like, is that his shot at Vic? Because we were all, you know what I mean?
Could have been.
I'm like, it's fucking Brock Osweiler. And you're going to play, it just...
Shane, there were fucking flare routes. With missed tackles all over. It was like the fucking little giants were fucking playing out there. I was like, Mitch didn't lose that game, you fucking blog boys.
Phil,
you played the fucking defense.
Phil, you played collegiate football. You know how it is.
Yep.
If your coach isn't going to let you be aggressive and is going to make you're sitting back in a soft zone, you lose that aggressiveness real quick, because that's not what these guys are trained for. They're, you know what I said? They're trained to attack. And I'm not saying that you have to do that every single down, but it's just, I get the Tom Brady thing. I understand. But the way that you beat Tom Brady is you knock him on his ass.
Yeah, he hates it.
Yeah. The Bears have the horses to do it. But like I said, that's the one thing. His creativity right now is Callahan and McManus coming off of the edges. Yeah. And that's kind of where we're at. But to Aldo's point too, the guys have to do their jobs better also.
Hey, let me play this clip of Matt Nagy talking to Jordan Howard after his touchdown.
Snap, Trubisky handing off. Howard again lowers his shoulders. He is in for the touchdown. Touchdown Bears.
That's the way to run that rock. Okay, I promise you, I'm gonna get you going. I promise you.
I promise you, I'm going to get you going. I promise you. That to me, and I love the clip that you picked, Shane, with Nagy talking to Trubisky, and you made an excellent point. When have we ever heard a head coach talk to a quarterback that way? But I love the fact that Nagy went to Jordan Howard because he knows what he's done to Jordan Howard. He's castrated that poor fucking guy.
Yeah.
You know, and this guy is a stud running back. Everybody that's saying, Jordan Howard is not, good for today's day and age football. Bullshit.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It is dumb.
So
and
dumb.
The thing with Jordan Howard is that he missed some passes. He dropped some passes. A couple of them were near or the goal line or in the end zone, and everybody immediately branded him as a guy that can't catch. What did he do in the offseason? He focused on catching the football, and he has made some tremendous catches out of the running back position. This guy deserves 25 touches, 20-plus rushes, and 4, 5, 6 pass attempts his way, maybe even more than that. And I don't blame Nagy for utilizing Tariq Cohen. He's a weapon too. But your best weapon on this team, particularly with a young quarterback, is Jordan Howard. And I'm glad that Nagy went up to Jordan Howard and said, I'm going to get you going, I promise. And I hope that's a promise that he's going to keep this upcoming week against the Buffalo Bills and going on into the season, particularly with the weather getting colder.
Phil, can I ask you a question?
And real quick.
Phil. Oh, I thought that was me talking for a second. Good job, Al.
I wasn't me.
I fucking love it. I love it. That's like a sermon, too. We need the Scottish pipes for yours. God, I was ready. Freedom for Jordan fucking Howard, right? Fuck. Holy fuck. No, it's so true, Aldo. Like, it resonated with me. It almost got me emotional because I love this game. I love this game of football. There's so much strategy, but there is simplicity to it, too. And that simplicity is physicality and mental toughness. There was a challenge set. He went out and did it. You don't punish. You reward. You embrace. And I think the remedy for Mitch is that running back. I don't understand how many shotgun snaps and all this other stuff. I don't. But Jordan Howard, anyone critical of him, I had a hard time. And he's
still doing really well at shotgun. But
yeah, he's really good at that. I just don't get always being in is what I mean. And, but even last night on BHL, I love Emery. Everyone knows that. If you're listening to that, but I didn't agree whatsoever, and I had to keep it 100 and professional. It was very hard because I don't see what he's selling, and I watch this over and over, and I see a guy that is going to hit the whole. This is not a, let's give this guy 2 carries and see who he is. No,
it's not who he is. Yeah,
that's not who he is. He's 20 carries and you win.
He's got the heart of a bear. I mean,
oh my God,
he misses 4 games in 2016. Runs for 1,000 yards. He faced 8-9 man boxes and the dullest show on turf with a run pass, and still got over 1,000 yards. And then
averaged 5.2 yards a carry.
Yeah. And now in an offense where he absolutely should not be getting the focus, a really multifaceted offense, he should be getting the space to make these. And he's not getting into that rhythm. But
you want to.
And Kyle Long has not played good.
No, he's been very up and down.
Sorry, Sandy. Go ahead. I thought you had finished it.
That quote from Nagy just makes it sound like he gets it now.
And that's what you hope, because as a young head coach, just like the quarterback, and I think Aldo said this on tap, it's a learning process. And I get fired up because
you saw it all the way
you don't fucking know now. You don't fucking know. I get pissed off.
You saw it with Ryan Pace learning on the job. You're seeing it with Matt Nagy. You're seeing it with Mitch Trubisky. And you want to know what you say to anybody that is a Jordan Howard hater that's a Bears fan? Yeah, besides that, how would you feel if he went to Green Bay? How would you feel if he went to Minnesota? You'd be scared shitless. You'd
that
be
guy
scared
coming downhill.
shitless. Yeah. Can you imagine Jordan Howard in Green Bay right now? Or in Minnesota with those quarterbacks?
I know our defense wouldn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ.
You got to self-scout, and that's what Shane's saying. I mean, what is your weapon? Aldo said it. I've said it. I've defended it. I've pinned it. I've left it there because he's so underappreciated. Now's the time. It's getting cold. I mean, I can go outside here in Connecticut. I can imagine in Chicago. Shane, you had fucking snow up there, for God's sake.
On Saturday, I was out for like 3 hours, then it melted. But don't talk. You're gonna scare the shit out of Cody Parkey the way you're talking.
All right, guys. I promised a 2-hour show. Everybody's gotten at least 30 minutes of extra material here. I want to play our closing theme music, and I'm picking something. I Googled Scottish pop bands, famous Scottish pop bands.
God.
And I got to tell you, when I was growing up, this was one of my favorite bands, Average White Band. They had a song called Pick Up the Pieces. That whole Average White Band album was just sensational. Still plays well to my ears nowadays, but this is how that song goes. You guys, Phil, I know, remembers this. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't know they did it.
They're Scottish.
Yeah, they're Scottish according to Google. The Google machine says they're Scottish. So I knew they were. I knew they were from Europe, and these guys really had a great Motown sound to them. And I think this is a great way to close the show with our shout-outs. By the way, I made sex with a woman with this music on. I put cocaine on my penis, and I think I fucked her, not only throughout this whole album, but about 6 or 7 other albums. But that's a different story for a different day.
Sounds like a new song.
You're not. Let me tell you, you're not living until you shove coke up your dick.
That's right. I highly recommend that to everybody except my daughter's fiance. All right, we're going to do shout-outs. I would like to go first here just to say I want to give a shout-out to the hosts of Blitzed NFL podcast. All 3 of them were going to be on the show tonight, but I bumped them because I knew we were going to have Sandy on, and I thought this was going to be a extra special show. And I'm glad that I did because having Sandy for the entire show was extra special for us. But I'm also sorry to the guys from Blitzed NFL. Those guys do a really entertaining 30-40 minute podcast on the NFL. You guys should listen to them. I know that we're going to have them on in the future, and who knows, maybe our relationship with them will yield some cool things in the future. We've been talking with them. They're really cool guys. They got an excellent podcast. In fact, the podcast that they got out now is all Halloween themed. So you guys, if you got 30-40 minutes, give them a listen. They're on Podbean. It's Blitzed NFL. Give them a listen. Phil, I'll turn it over to you for your shout-outs, and then we'll go Shane, and then we'll finish up with Sandy.
Well, you got to do me a favor.
You got it, brother.
At the end of this show, besides playing the Sandy Tom song one more time.
Absolutely.
You got to end the show. You could do it in post. You don't have to do it with the Mike Burton horror.
You got it.
Mikey Comes for Halloween.
Promise. I think we can do that live, too, so we can get reactions.
Anyway,
and then after that, you have to do the
whole night.
You have to do the hello.
And then
the hello episode.
Oh, yeah, you gotta put it in there.
And then in hour number
Saturday morning release.
Yeah, and then in hour number 4, you can play this song. Go right ahead.
Send it, Tom, from across the pond.
Love that song.
So I wanted to shout out Sandy Tom, our next super barfly. You know, Shane and I are scouting. Aldo gave us the salute if you will, the colonel, the general salute. And we've really, to say this is a special show for me is an understatement. I wear my heart on the sleeve. I don't care. Shane's made me cry. Aldo's made me cry. You guys made me laugh. We've gotten fights on the show, arguments.
Oh my
we
God.
always come back. I haven't missed a fucking show yet. But this
Aldo
show
made me cry when I put Coke in my dick. That shit burned.
Sandy, you've been a believer and an ambassador of what we do here. I know your nervousness. You know, these fucking Europeans, Bradley loved when I was talking, and he's like, you're right. We don't fucking show our emotions. So it's hard for them to admit how much they love what Bears Barroom does for them. But I think in his 5 words, enlightenment and family says it all. So, you know, I'm so proud to be able to do this and have this kind of effect and meet people like Aldo and Shane and you know, for every negative there is about technology, there is really amazing things about it. So this being one of them, having you on the show. So it was a blast for me tonight. The time flew by with Tyler. I couldn't even believe what time it was. And then tonight, the same thing. It's just, we appreciate you as much as you appreciate us.
Maybe,
I've loved it, Phil. It's been amazing.
Maybe more so. We might appreciate you, maybe even more so.
Are you going to play your wife the Sandy Tom song? That's all I want to know. Because I want you to get laid at least one day this week.
Well, in that case, I won't play the song. You should just roll her eye.
Put some Coke on you, Dick. Have this music played in the background.
In that case, I will send you a looped version of that song because you're going to be going all night long.
Well, I got to keep the shout-outs going for Sandy. Barflies, you guys have been ambassadors. You're amazing truthers. You guys bring it. And I appreciate that. That's why I always felt like this segment was so important, because you are the reason we're doing this. Who the fuck am I talking to? I'm talking to you. All of you that do and say and go out of your way. And I wish I could shout out everybody, as Aldo would be like, fuck, no, please don't. But
You do
Aaron,
damn close.
I try. Yeah, I try, because I think, you know, it is a family. It really is. To me, I love Sandy Tom. I could say that truthfully. I love Pablo Jax. I fucking was cracking up thinking about that whole image Aldo set up about him coming into the fucking saloon and Pablo Jax.
Isn't that cool?
Shout out to you. Aaron McCloskey at St. Pendulous. Speaking of long dicks, St. Pendulous is Aaron, you're Ryan KB Ryan _K_B_34. Talk about a barfly. This guy freaking loves it, lives it. I think he's going to be the second guy to get a tattoo. I'm still waiting for Nikki. I don't know. He disappears, man. I don't know where the fuck he is. Mike might have kidnapped him. That's what I think. He loves him so much, he's in a fucking cage in the north basement.
He's outside all of his niece's house.
Matt Lee, actual Lee Matt. This kid has been following and ambassadorizing Bears Barroom for a long time. And sometimes I don't know why, I just don't. But something propelled me, or compelled, I should say, to follow him back. And all of a sudden, the kid's from my hometown. I don't know, Matt, but he's from Connecticut and all this other stuff. And it's just a small world. And how much this kid knows about the show. Just wanted to shout him out. Appreciate him. EJ Jones. Chachi. The Gaines Report. Super Barfly Gaines Report. I mean, was that promo not gold?
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Was that? No, I mean, if you haven't seen, today we put out a lot of video, Aldo.
We did.
We put out karaoke, and it wasn't even fucking planned, just like our show.
Oh, shit.
Karaoke.
Nothing's planned.
Phil,
See that?
have we told Sandy about the video the video promo that he's got to make of himself?
Yeah, we haven't done it yet. That's always after.
Barfly.
That's the initiation. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Shane's gonna set it up.
Yeah.
I want to shout out my boy Joe Mandel. Did I say it right? Finally.
You did.
Greg Braggs Jr. Ryan the Professor Cox. Another motherfucking Barfly fanatic. I want to shout out Chris Sandlin. Another fucking Barfly fanatic. Am I giving away scouting reports? I don't know. Maybe that's a clue. I want to shout out my boy. Where is he? Chris Owens from across the pond. Chris is learning the game, and I got to shout out John Bradley. God bless you and your son and your family. Danny Aguirre giving me full scouting reports of the Buffalo Bills already. I'm getting a fucking scouting report from Dan. Kieran from across the pond.
Kieran.
I don't know. Kieran. Pope. Cousin Heidi. Cousin Heidi's going to be laughing her ass off at this whole show. She might be in love with Sandy Tom's song by the end of the night. It could be her next wedding song her first dance. Could be the Sandy Pond song. I got to shout out my boy Brett K. Maley. Love you, Brett. Another ambassador of Bears Barm and a writer here, but is not afraid to speak the truth. Benny Driscola. Benny D is back. Zero Dark 30. Curtis Hammond again with your artwork. Taplin. Big Papa the Don. Bobby Bombs bringing it with the Barfly tailgate. Joe Moscone. Ryan Heckman. Dustin Reagan Padilla. He's cheating on me. He's giving Shane little whispers in his ear. Wanda Weedman.
Wanda! Come back to us.
Aaron Double A. How about Ryan Badgley doing a great job Monday moderating? Aldo stepping in.
Jesus. What timing he has behind the microphone. He knows when to come in, come out. The guy is it's like he's done this before. Oh, he has.
No stepping on toes with that guy.
No, he knows how to do it. Build the vibe, Jamie. AC loves the Bears. Sent me a beautiful tweet on Sunday after the game was over about the best guy to follow during the game, and I that means a lot to me. AC, I'm not even playing around. I'm not patting myself on the back. I am, but I'm doing it hidden. So, Mr. English Bear. I got 3 more shout outs, Aldo. 3 more. Right. Mr. English Bear was so hysterically funny and amazing in his interview. I just uncovered these personalities. These almost like whack Packers, but they're not whack. They're just so fun to deal with, and he was one of them. My boy, Mark from Dubai. Mark. Another long-time listener, supporter, ambassador of the show. And I got a shout-out for my final shout-out, Barlissimo. Coming on there. It's so funny how we affect people and inspire people's creativity. It started with Steve Zimzima, then Joey Mantle. God, I'm going to get this right. Comes in, he sings a song about Vic Fangio's, and now Barflies are singing, and here comes Barlissimo singing a couple songs. I'm glad you're a part of this. And I thank you all. If I didn't get to shout you out this week, I'm going to hit you up next week. But thank you all so much for all the support you guys give.
Very nicely done. Shane, you got a shout out or 2 or 3?
I do. I have a couple here. I got the Bears game on in the background, and I still got pissed off watching Tariq reach out for that fucking I don't know what the fuck he was saying. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Fuck? That was a brain fart.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But no, unfortunately, we're at the part right now where a big old 75 got rolled up by Dion Sims. I wanna shout him out. Friend of the bar room, Kyle Long. I mean, if there is anyone that's the epitome of a Chicago Bear, it's that dude.
Yep.
And I mean, he's had an up and down season, but I mean, that's really to be expected. So many off-season surgeries, and we were hoping that he would make it through. And the news came down today, out for 6 to 8 weeks. And I mean, there's not very many of these games left, so I would be. I don't know if they make a run in January and he's able to play. If they bring him back, yeah, we'll see what happens. But it gets to a certain point where you just want the guy to be able to live a healthy life, and I hope Kyle's able to do that, because he's a great dude off the field and been a great player on it. So I want to give him a shout out, and I'm gonna be Mr. GQ Smooth here and give my better half a shout out. She's over there in the other room looking at me, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm talking about, looking all fine over there. She's got
someone's horny tonight.
She's got a birthday coming up on Thursday, so yeah, I'm totally gonna try to take advantage of this, and maybe I can cram some coke in my dick like Aldo said. Get lucky after I wrap up with you fucking assholes. But yeah, so she's she becomes the 40-something on Thursday.
Nice.
Not a big fan of that. Nice. Should be the big 4-1. But
41.
Brian Piccolo.
Yeah, big testament to her. She's still hot as hell, and I love her. So
excellent. Well done.
Nice.
Well done, Sandy. Who you got on your shout outs?
Just what Phil said. He went through pretty much my entire Twitter contact list. It'd be Heidi and Badge and Double A, Nelson, Diddy, Bobby Bombs, Trey, Chris, Chachi, Wolf, Smashley, Dustin Reagan Padilla, Straight Outta Cutler, Nicki Mirage, The Gains, Scar, another great follow on Twitter, Scar, Berlissimo, Airjair, not the dead one. And,
what the fuck? What about me?
And I'll double down on Phil's one and just say John Bradley. Big shout out to him as well.
Excellent. All right,
I love Lil Nicky.
Let me remind everybody that on Wednesday night at 8:30 Central, it'll be the Buffon 55 John Buffon show. He will have on Drew Greer from the Rock Power Report podcast. Drew is an expert on all things Buffalo Bills, and I expect Drew to come on and cry and bitch and moan about how terrible his team is. We will be happy to hear those moans and happy to have him predict that Bears win in Buffalo on Sunday. Fantasy Football Goon will hit your podcast on Thursday, and the guys are going to have a very special guest. Those of you who follow the show know that Jeff Schwartz, who was the guy who had the very first fantasy football show on the radio decades ago, he's been appearing the first 15 minutes of every show with the guys. Well, guess who else is going to join them this week? Yes, it's Pappy. Mike North is going to join the guys at Fantasy Football Goon. He's going to tell them a little bit about why he's the greatest handicapper in the world. And then on Friday on MixLR.com, it's the Mike North Advantage on Friday. Mike will make 4 more picks to try to get us some money to pay for my driveway and all the other household repairs that I need here. And then don't forget the Barfly Tailgate Show Sunday. That's the best pregame show imaginable. These guys break it all down, talk a little bit about the previous game at the Jets, talk about the upcoming game with the Buffalo Bills. They highlight their own Barfly of the week. Ryan Badge has a great feature where he showcases a charitable organization one of the Bears players is dedicated to. And what else? The fantasy football late game picks, stardom sit-ems, and injury reports. It's a really, really well-produced show, the Barfly Tailgate Show. 3 hours of unique pregame show. And I will leave you with this. I will tell you that if you drink, please do not drive, and always bear down!
Bear down. Bear the fuck down.
Somebody say there was Coke.
Is it Diet Coke? Because I don't drink Diet Coke. Now, don't forget the Mikey Comes movie drop.
Mikey Comes, and then the other one.
Mikey Comes. Sounds so perfect for the show. Yeah, I think you do Mikey Comes first, and then Sandy Tom leads us out. That'll be a dope ending.
I can do that.
Then you can close the whole show at the very end with the
hello.
Hello.
One hello. Just
Couldn't
one.
fucking hear you guys. Couldn't fucking hear anything.
I don't think I could have. I didn't breathe that night.
Start the fucking show off tomorrow with the podcast version with, okay, guys, I guess we are Set-a-Rooney.
Shane, just pull that audio. Seriously. Holy fuck. I told Sandy had made me mute my fucking mic because I was when he said Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Mikey Comes for you.
From Rutgers, he comes. In a football world where the greatest franchise in human history approaches greatness.
No way. Oh my god! No way! Oh my god!
One man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
One man rises from the ashes of ineptitude to block their way to greatness. Michael Burton.
Oh my god! No way! Oh my
God! Michael Burton.
Mikey.
Michael Burton, Rutgers University, fullback.
Never sleep again.
I'm smashing heads all game.
This fall, Mikey's back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hi, I'm Sandy Tom from across the pond. I'm a massive Barfly from Stonehaven in Scotland.
Send it Tom from across the pond. 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 Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Send it Tom from across the pond. A super Barfly supporter so long. Sandy, can't you see? You deserve us all from me. Shane and I are wrong. Picking Barfly, Sandy Tom from across the pond. Send it Tom from across the pond. Send it Tom from across the pond.
Just tried this Twitter thing, and I followed Philip Ocean and Bears Barn, and then it's just grown from there.
In 5 words, explain Bears Barroom to me.
Genuine, engaging, hilarious, enlightening, and family.
Now tell me, what's your favorite Bears podcast on the planet?
Bears 100 Proof.
Shane and I are wrong. Picking Barfly, Sandy Tom. Aberdeen.
Very well done. Very
in
well
your
done.
head. That was fun.
That was fun.
Holy shit!
It was awesome.
I think that's
talk about a home run shot.
Sandy stayed for the whole show.
Holy shit! What time is it in fucking Great Britain or wherever the fuck you are?
It's an hour and a half before I get up. So.
Oh jeez!
Hour? Really? You get 90 minutes? Welcome to my world.
What do you do for? What do you do for a living, Sandy? Please don't tell me you're a brain surgeon.
No, it's mainly cancer I work with, but I'm an engineer.
Oh, Jesus!
Can you call out sick tomorrow?
Fucking
just play one day off.
Bridges are going to be collapsing all over.
No. I'm not a civil engineer. Jesus, I'm not an idiot. I'm subsea controls. I do kind of underwater electronics.
Oh, cool!
Wow,
nice.
Some heavy duty shit, man.
Yeah, you're making our water safer, cleaner.
God, no, oil and gas. We're the bad guys.
Oh, you're traveling the fucking shit through the water. I got it.
We got such a diverse set of listeners. I mean, we've got some really super smart people like Sandy and Jim Larison, and then we got some dumb motherfucking idiots like
Careful.
Fill in the blank.
What are you talking about?
We got the spy listeners, you know, the ones that listen but say they don't, and then
yeah, I know a few of those guys. One of them has a Pico podcast. You know what a Pico podcast is?
It's much smaller than a micro podcast.
There you go. I told you he was smart.
You still get goals from this guy, even in the after hours. All credit to Shane and Phil for finding you.
This guy's been up for 23 and a half hours, and he's still bringing it. Unbelievable.
I know. Unbelievable.
All right, guys. I'm going to let him go to sleep. I am going to clean up this show and post it, hopefully in the next couple of hours. And I appreciate you guys so fucking much. This was a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh, my God. This new segment is special. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go on that Bill's podcast tomorrow night and tell him about shoving coke in. That's the secret. Shove coke in our dicks.
You got to, like, secretly get one. Oh, yeah, in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna give Diddy's brother. I think Diddy's brother.
I went on there with his brother. Yeah. Once, but is it both guys? Because the other guy was out of town.
Yeah, it's both. Well, the other guy was the one that was reaching out to me to have me come on. So
cool. Well, good luck.
We'll have to give him some Josh Allen flack. So, because I don't think Diddy's brother loved him too much.
Oh no. He would DM me every day. I go, dude, trust me, the guy's gonna be a fucking great quarterback. Nah, blah blah. Well, now you see what life is without him.
You didn't seem too happy about Matt Barkley signing either.
Oh, did he?
Is that him signed?
Did he officially sign? I know he was going there.
Well, I assumed he'd signed because just the response from Aaron Quinn was a bit kind of, oh, great, sort of thing.
Yeah, and they're supposed to sign Terrell Pryor tomorrow, too. And that motherfucker will go out and score a touchdown Sunday. You watch. No, just like Phil says, it always happens.
It always fucking does. The fucking signing off. But at least this week, Rashawn Matthews. Was he even dressed, though? Matthews for the Jets. They signed him before the game, and then I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember even seeing him.
Yeah, I didn't see him in there either.
Hey, Shane, you should take this with you for that podcast taping tomorrow.
Oh, we haven't heard this in a while. Barroom Radio.
Oh, here he comes. Stupid dumb tweets, he'll chew them up. Oh, here he comes. The smartest tweeter. Oh, here he comes. Stupid dumb tweets, he'll chew them up. Oh, here he comes.
I should tell you that when Phil was in town, this was one of the songs that we did barroom karaoke with.
Yeah.
So you may be seeing a video soon.
Finally bringing this back. One of the more underrated songs. I got to get the Casey Kasem down.
Yeah.
That would be funny, like at the end of the show.
Well, check this out. Johnny Santucci has hooked me up with a guy that does a great Casey Kasem impersonation.
Really?
Yes.
Could we do that? So, and then we asked Barflies to like write in your favorite. You know, I want you to do it, Aldo. So, just tell me your favorite Bears Barroom song. It doesn't have to be my song or Draft Dr. Phil, however you want. And then have the guy do it. Our last song of the night goes out to a barfly in Northwest Michigan. Barfly Magoo writes in, I've had many a tough night, and I found myself compelled by the spirits. It would be so great. And then you play the song out. So that's how the show ends. So people will look. You want people to stay all the way to the end. 90% of them do. But I'm saying that would be a funny segment.
You got to do your top 40 countdown, and Aldo could just roll it on Mixler.
Oh my God,
Saturday,
that would be fun.
like Casey Kasem used to do. Do your top 40, and you have little quips that play after every single song.
I do think that this is not a Draft Dr. Phil song. I did this one. I think this one would be a top contender.
We wanted a kicker. We wanted Al Robinson. We wanted a speedster. We wanted Trey Burke. We did all that. You're a goddamn American hero.
It's finally happening here. Bears fans, it really is true. Suddenly there is money to spend on receivers, tight ends, and kickers too. Believe it or not, I'm falling for him. I never thought I would say these words. Finally, faith in Harris Hall. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's Ryan Pace.
The fact that you were buying me of Costanza doing that for his phone makes it even fucking epically better.
That is proof that putting coke on your dick ruins your singing voice. All right, gentlemen.
All right, guys. Wow. This is like an epic show.
Yeah, it really was. This is one of my favorites. It's going to go down as one of my top 10 favorites. And but maybe I'll change my mind once I sober up. Good night, fellas.
All right.
Later,
Aldo.
Later, guys.
Great job, Sandy. Appreciate you
sleep,
staying
Sandy.
up late, man.
I'll try.
We'll see you in New York.
Yes, soon, a few weeks.
Later, fellas.
They don't.
Look at me, falling for you.
We feel very encouraged with the players we've added. There's a lot of opportunities to improve our team. It's exciting right now.
Falling for him, I never thought I would say these words. Finally, faith in Harris Hall. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's Ryan Pace. It's Ryan Pace. It's Ryan Pace. It's Ryan Pace. Please do not drive, and always bear down.
Bears Ballroom, yeah. You know you got to feel it. You got to feel it.
Rooney once again.